Yo.
And we are live in the house, in the Views TV official studio. We got some handsome brothers in the studio today. Look at them. Look at them. Everyone's a pundit. Episode 98, people. Thank you for joining. Uh, if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and hit the like button as well, please. And don't forget to hit that notification bell if you are subscribed. I'm going to let my people introduce themselves because we've got Arsenal fan on at the moment. We've got a Liverpool fan, my co-host there, Patrick Tyrant. You don't know he's repping Spurs. He's got the hat and the top, as always. And I'm a Manchester United fan. But let the people introduce themselves. Richie, if you can start, please.
Boom, I'm Richie online, Arsenal fan. For my man Jay, boom, bang, bing. Let's get started. Come on.
Let's go. Good to have you back, Rich. It's been a hot minute. You've not been on for a while. You've always got a lot to say. So it's time to bring you back on here now and let you talk your talk. You get me? That, as you say,
honest, I nearly
coming on
ducked out
trying to rep Mr. Jason Alex Boom Bang Bing, you know. So let's see what I go on. Let's see what I go on. Saeed, introduce yourself, please.
Yes, big Liverpool fan. I'm here, man, and I'm absolutely grateful for you guys to have me back on. Love the show as always following. Yeah, man, let's get this started, man. I can't wait.
Wicked. Mr. Cole, it's a pleasure having you on. As always, you've been a proper loyal supporter from day one. So thank you very much. It's just nice, obviously, in this era of views, Liverpool have been dominating English football along with you. So you've always come up here with a smile on your face. Hopefully one day we catch you cold. You know what I mean? We catch you cold. Pat, introduce yourself.
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, I'd like to thank obviously Richie and Sai for coming on. Like Semps was saying, these two guys are always repping views for the fullest. They're always sharing the links. They're always in the comment section. They're always pretty much supporting views from the sideline. So it's only right we get these kind of guys on to hear what they got to say and obviously just go back and forth. So, you know, I mean, Views is a platform now where we are pretty much established in the podcast game and we can get quite a number of different guests on, but we always like to keep that core guest and that authenticity running through the channel. So it's great to have Sai and Rich on. But of course, going back to what Semps asked me to do, because I kind of digressed. Yeah, it's Patrick Tyrant, aka Young Songy Daniels. When you see the T, you see the P. When you see the P, you know it represents T. Let's go.
Let's go, people. And I'm Semps at L Semps on Twitter. If you want to follow me and hear what I've got to say, to be fair, I'm not really chatting too much football these days, but we keep it moving, man. So it's been an interesting weekend. Oh, and actually, we are going to have Daps on as well. For those of you that do follow us, you will know about Daps, Man City fan, and he'll be on a little bit later. We're actually going to discuss the main event, the main game of the weekend, Manchester City versus Liverpool. We're going to discuss that one closer towards the end when Daps is available, so we can get his perspective and Sai's perspective from Liverpool and Man City fans. But yes, we had a weekend of football that started on Friday, actually, where Newcastle got a big win, 1-0 at home win to Wolves. I tell you what, I wasn't sure when these new owners took over whether Newcastle would be playing Premier League football next season or Championship football. But it looks like they're going to be playing Premier League football, and fair play to them, man. Eddie Howe has done the thing. The 12:30 kickoff on Saturday. For those of you that follow me, you know I called it early doors, called it a week early, and I said Everton would beat Manchester United on the weekend. It always happens. Man United never turn up on them 12:30 kickoff games, and we're just a waste of space at the moment. So 1, Manchester United 0. But to be fair, 3 o'clock kickoff games did kind of hand man some smiles, because you got Arsenal man there chatting after the United game, like their games ain't yet to be played. But Arsenal, 1, Brighton 2. Arsenal lose at home to Brighton, and that's 2 losses on the bounce. And I think, speaking to Pat earlier, is it like 3 losses out of 4 or something like that? I don't quite know.
3 out of the lot. I mean, don't worry. I will definitely touch on all of that in a bit. But yeah,
Young Swaggy Daniels will be touching on he will be touching on that, people. Chelsea bounced back from their week of losses in the Champions League and in the Premier League last week to Brentford. They bounced back with a 6-0 away win at Southampton.
That is how you bounce back, by the way, lads. That's how you bounce back. Like, all questions answered straight away. Do you know what I mean? No messing about.
Put them to the sword. So certain teams thought that they were going for third. Chelsea said, shut your mouth, man. Shut your mouth. 6-0, we keep it moving. Leeds got a 3-0 away win at Watford. I think if there was any doubt, there is no doubt now. Watford are going down. Watford are playing championship football next season. And boy, this is why Pat's got pure vim, pure smiles. He's looking all, kitted out, looking all, serious and that, because Spurs 4-0 away win to Aston Villa, and they're scoring goals for fun at the moment. Scoring goals and they're not conceding. Sunday, Brentford 2, West Ham 0. Brentford, good couple wins on the bounce there. Leicester beat Palace 2-1 at home. And an interesting one today, boy. Norwich 2, Burnley 0. Burnley get that big win against Everton. You would think that they're going to go and beat Norwich, but it wasn't to be. Interesting or important moment in that game at 1-0 when Kone misses a sitter. Could really have changed the game, but Norwich win 2. They're down, but that kind of just kills Burnley's momentum to try and get out of the top, out of the bottom 3. And then the main game, which was a 2-2 draw, Manchester City and Liverpool, but it was high quality. I must say it was a game, and we'll touch on that. I'll give my little perspective on it, but definitely a game of football worth watching, people. So those were the Premier League results. That's the little roundup there. You'll see it going across the bottom of the screen. We are going to start with the Arsenal game. The Arsenal game because Arsenal 1, Brighton 2. Well, what can I say, Rich? What can I say? I don't want to hit you with too many stray bullets and that, but
please do, bro. Please do.
A lot of your people, your brethrens, were chatting months ago, weeks ago, like not even months ago, but weeks ago, like the top 4 was done and dusted for you lot. But you lot just seem to be capitulating. What has gone wrong in these last few games? Because even I've come up here talking about Arsenal looks really good. They're going to get top 4. What's gone wrong?
You know what, with Arsenal, yeah? And I had a conversation with Patrick the other day, funny enough, before this podcast, probably before the defeat to Crystal Palace. First thing I said to him is, Arsenal are an injury away from a crisis.
He did.
I told him that. I said, we are an injury away from a crisis, yeah? If no one can do what Partey does in our team. Fair enough, he played at Palace, didn't play in Brighton. But we are an injury away from a crisis. And it comes back to squad management. It comes back down to directors, owners, things behind the scenes. Because, look, when things are going well, no one's moaning about Aubameyang leaving in January. No one's talking about that. People talking about it before, but we started getting the goals, the wins. No one was moaning. But as soon as things started going wrong, you start looking at it and you think, wow, actually, Laka, how many goals he scored this season? 4. Yeah, I think he scored 1 goal from open play since November.
Yeah.
1 goal from open play since November or something like that. So, and then you look at Nketiah. He doesn't even want to be here. He's not signing the contract. So when you start looking at what's going on with Arsenal, it was always going to happen. And then the key thing you have to look at is, were we ambitious enough in January when we had the chance to strengthen our squad? Because I'm under no illusions, yeah? Our first team's decent. I think our first team is decent. Like, we're lacking a striker. Lacazette's not good enough. But if you take away the Lacazette thing, you put someone who's with real quality there, we are a good team. But we've got no squad. Anyone in that first 11, except for maybe Gabriel, and Emil Smith Rowe on the left wing, them two can swap. Other than that specific area, every other injury in our team's a crisis. We haven't looked as good since Tomiyasu got injured. Tierney went, you saw what happened there. And now Partey's gone. Like, it's I can't even see us coming back in these next few games. We've got Southampton next game, yeah? But the way we play is like the team we saw in the first 3 games of the season. When they can't get the ball out defence, they pass it sideways, it's boring. So you're going to ask me what's wrong with Arsenal? I say simple, man. We ain't got the squad depth. And look, we can talk about the future. We got this young squad, you know, Emil Smith Rowe, you know, we got Saka, we got all these young players, yeah. It's great they're coming up. But when it gets tough, those players ain't got no experience. They ain't got the strength, man. They ain't eating their yams and fuffles and plantains yet. You know what I mean, man? They're still on the baby food, bruv.
That's why Lacazette. That's what Lacazette is meant to be. He's your captain, right?
But he's battling. Look, Lacazette. That's the thing. He's eating too much yam, fuffle, and plantain. He can't move. Yeah, you know, he's static up top. So what's happening? You see him all the time battling for the ball. You know, but he's not getting in dangerous positions.
Listen, I've got a damning stat for you, Richie. Listen to me. Bottom 4 club strikers compared to Lacazette. Pookie, 8 goals in 30 games. King, as in Josh King for Watford, 5 goals in 28 games. Rodriguez, that's the guy that plays for thing. 2 goals in 26 games. Calvert-Lewin, we all know how crap he's been this season.
Yeah, scored since August, by the way.
Yeah, 3 goals in 13 games. Obviously, he's been injured, so his Lacazette, 4 goals in 25 games. This is a striker who's leading the line for a top 6 club.
Our defenders have scored more than him.
But look, I get it. You know, I get it. And the thing with Laka is, you know what it is? You start, look, you know, when things like, you know, when striker ain't scoring, yeah, you start looking at different stats, don't you? So you start looking at stats like interceptions, pressures. You start looking at different stats to justify why you play
someone into play and all of that stuff.
So when other people are scoring in the team, you're like, yeah, Laka's doing this, Laka's doing that. But when they're not scoring, all of a sudden you start looking, like I've been looking at him carefully his last few games, and he ain't taken a shot. I think I heard something the other day, said he ain't had a shot in the last 3 or 4 games.
Like one shot.
Like he's our striker. He didn't have 1 shot on Saturday. 1 shot. We're playing Brighton. We're not playing Barcelona. We can't even get to play Barcelona. That's the problem right now.
You can't even qualify for any sort of European competition.
But what I'd say though, to flip it though, and to bring some sort of perspective, yeah, like we're just still 3 points behind Tottenham. We still got the game in hand. Fair enough, is against Chelsea. Why is everyone's head spinning? Like when so many Arsenal fans get gassed, yeah, and they're like this, that, go for third and all this and all that. I'm like, calm, be calm. Like anything can happen. And now those same fans who are well above me on the height are below me now. Like it's all over. I'm like, be calm. Spurs will drop points. Yeah, your Spurs, Arsenal, Man United, and who else? West Ham. We're battling for top 4, not the league, because we keep dropping points. That's why our teams are in the same battle, because we all make mistakes. So even though Spurs look rosy, and I'll get to Spurs in a bit, because Spurs are winning games right now and they're looking good, but they're not infallible. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, they beat Villa 4-0. Everyone's gassing Spurs. Everyone's this, that. Everyone be calm, man. Arsenal, we're not out of it. If Partey's injury is not too bad and he can come back in the next game, it's not all over. We just put Tavares back to left back and we bring Xhaka back into the middle of Partey. And it's not a crisis. You know what I mean?
I'm hearing that Partey's out for the season, though. That's what the rumours are. And they're saying that.
And if that's the case, then we won't even get Europa League, bruv. And that's not even a joke. We won't even get Europa League. We can't play. We can't play. We won't get Europa League without Partey. We're 1 injury away from a crisis, and no one else can do that in our midfield.
Is that the definition that Arteta is just not that? He's not the one.
Well, we ain't planned. You know what it is? I think he's a good coach, but the planning in January, like after he did such a great job in the summer, the planning in January was a bit naive, I think. I think if you're going to say you're not going to sign anyone, which is fine, then you don't loan out Ainsley Maitland-Niles. You don't get rid of Aubameyang on a free. You don't. We're getting rid of players. Fair enough, the wage bill.
Callum Chambers as well. That's someone.
We're just giving people away. You know what I mean?
You've got players that are on loan that are, in my opinion, should or probably could walk into your team.
100%.
Like, what's the name? Guendouzi. He's better than the midfielders that you got right now.
He won't play for Arteta.
Lucas Torreira.
Yeah.
Better than probably what you got right now. And yet these guys are just.
But that's
smashing.
My thing with Arteta is that he can't manage a squad. Alex Ferguson was one of the best of it back in the day. Yeah, I used to think, how could these men stay on the bench for so long and you bring them on? Because he used to man manage and motivate them. I think Arteta works with a certain small group of players, a bit like the old Mourinho, where he keeps his core players happy.
12 people, yeah.
And he can't engage other players. He can't, Wenger, you got to remember, Ozil was decent, yeah, under Wenger, yeah? He went shit under Arteta and Emery. Wenger was a great manager of players, getting the best out of them. It's a skill. And I think Arteta is too much like a school teacher. So his strength is that he's a school teacher. That's why he's got all these young kids. But managing those big senior players, he hasn't really shown us that he can do that. And I think it is... I'm not Arteta out. Yeah, I'm never Arteta out at the moment because I think, who do we get in? Like, we're not going to... Everyone's saying get a world-class manager. If I'm a world-class manager, do I want to go to Arsenal right now? Is it the best project? You're not going to go Arsenal. So we missed out on Conte if Conte was an option. So I think everyone's got to take a step back and think, look, Arsenal, we are where we are at the moment. We should have done better in January. We messed up in January by getting rid of all these players, and we have to improve. I think the result against the game against Brighton was so poor. It's like we'd never played football before. And you compare it to a month ago, where we're all doing this one tick-a-tack-a. Everyone's like, Arsenal this. But you saw against Brighton.
But Brighton always have your number, Brighton always does it to Arsenal.
Yeah, but they didn't do it to us. We did it to ourselves. We had 65% possession, and we passed it sideways because Partey's not there to fit the incisive ball. We've got Lokonga in there, and he's like 20, 21. I'm not expecting him to carry the team. You got our second best centre midfielder playing left back, and you got the sub left back on the bench.
Who was playing left back?
Xhaka.
Xhaka was playing left back.
Yeah, Xhaka's always going to play left back under Arteta. That's what Arteta wants to do.
That's crazy, though. And you got
this is about man management. This is about Tavares. Yeah, if he's your sub left back, look, he had a bad game against Tottenham. Yeah, not Tottenham. He had a bad game against Crystal Palace. Yeah,
Crystal Palace, and before that, he had a stinker against Nottingham.
But that was 4 months ago. That was the back in January.
In the last two games he started, he's been hooked after 35 and 45 minutes.
Yeah, that's demoralising for you.
It's demoralising, but Arteta, that's the point. See, the man management. You got to bring it back in there. You got to build these youngsters with confidence. And he didn't play the sub left back, put the centre midfielder in left back, and so we lost 2 midfielders now. So not only are we losing Partey, we lost the second midfielder.
Yeah.
So who did you play in midfield then, Rich? You said Lokonga and who? Lokonga and who?
It was Smith Rowe.
Okay.
It was Smith Rowe with Odegaard.
Lokonga. Okay. Martinelli and Saka on either side.
Yeah, on the right. So look, the problem with Arsenal's in the lineup. Any Arsenal fan, we've got a group. We looked at the lineup and we're like, Xhaka left back. He's not mobile to play left back, right? So you looked at the squad, the team at the beginning. And I was just like, man, it's gonna be a tough day. But we've only got ourselves to blame. We've only got ourselves to blame. The man management of some of the players is really poor. To play like we did in the last 4 or 5 minutes, and actually show that we can get goals and play. It's like, why didn't you start like that from minute 1? So for me, it's just disappointing, man. Like, we shot ourselves in the foot. And if what you said, Patrick's true, because weirdly enough, there's no news on how long Partey's out for.
Yeah,
that's why he came out quickly.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing from credible sources, that they don't want to put a date on it because they know he's done for the season. And I'm not even trying to gas it up. I'm actually
what they were saying before was the reoccurrence of a calf injury, right?
Yeah.
So, and they said it was just a little niggle. So,
but there's no return.
We, as Arsenal fans, have to hope it's not that bad, because if it's that bad and he's out, we're gone for the season. And I'm being genuine. I'm not even exaggerating. We can't play without him because
not being funny, but obviously, like I'm not even trying to get at you because you are a level-headed Arsenal fan, and me and you have chats all the time, and you've always kept it 100. But how could it be? And I said this to Guna Sauls on Twitter today. I was kind of bantering him, but also at the same time, it was tongue in cheek. I was like, it was all good just a week ago. You lot were talking the talk. Forget fourth, we're coming for third and all of this. And then now, 2 injuries. And with all due respect, I get it. Tierney and Partey are 2 of your key core players. But how could it go from that to that within a week? And it's like,
it shouldn't.
Where's all this confidence? Arteta was meant to be, manager of the month in March, one of the up and coming managers.
Yes.
All of these guys coming through that are meant to be this and that. I kept hearing Tottenham on the wane, you guys on upward trajectory. I've heard so much stuff. I could go on forever. And 2 injuries, and boom, you lot are all now panic stations. Like you said, you're only 3 points behind us. You've got a game in hand. Where's all the confidence gone?
No, but can I say something? So, hey, look, like I said already,
is Jason Alexander in the comments? Is Jason watching? Jason, if you're watching, please let us know that you're watching in the comments.
He's been ghost for a minute.
It's like Jason's chest is deflated, boy. Man ain't going gym no more. Like he had pure talk before. Chest was high, but we can't see him no more, boy. Can't see him. I just want to know.
He's in the Arsenal group anyway. He's in my Arsenal group, man. He's there. He's the bad.
Tell him to jump on, man. Tell him to jump on.
But look, one thing I say to you, Pat, is I called it before it even happened. I said we need to each away from a crisis. I've been talking to pure Arsenal fans who are gassed. But you know the thing of being an Arsenal fan is everyone's gunning for us. It feels like, and it might be just because I'm an Arsenal fan, but it feels like everyone's gunning for us. And when stuff happens to Arsenal, everyone wants to laugh. It's the banter club FC and all this sort of stuff and all that. Like Man United are going through a crisis as well, but it feels like Arsenal get the banter worse than United, and United are a bigger and better club than us, essentially.
It's because Man United fans don't talk up the things the way that.
It's because everyone's
you lot have been talking and hyping, and I've been hearing so much chat. You lot were locked in from
Arsenal fans have had too much chat.
You know it yourself.
Because you lot are gunning for Arsenal all the time. If I took my level-headedness off of this now for a second, I thought these Spurs fans, they ain't done nothing, and they keep chatting crud every week. Man's coming in as Tottenham everything, yeah? Why has he come like that? Like, they don't win anything. They don't do anything. So for an Arsenal fan, it's like we're offended that when a Spurs fan comes at us. That's why, genuinely, we are so offended when Spurs fans talk to us. It's like, what are you talking? You've done nothing.
How can you be offended? We finished above for the last 5 years. It's about to be 6. We're being real. You ain't
commentary.
Champions League football in half a decade. You lot can't talk that talk no more.
That commentary.
Is
we
done,
came above you. We came 7th. You know what I mean? You come 8th. Like,
I know exactly. It's that bad, but we were crap, and you lot were still crapper. How does that even work?
What I'm getting at is like people like Arsenal have a lot of chat. Yeah, I back it, but it's because everyone is gunning for us. When we lose any game, people are gunning. The comments, Twitter.
No, but Arsenal fans deserve it. You get 2 back-to-back wins against relegated fighting side.
You've got to be honest. We're coming for you.
You lot are gunning. You lot are gunning for Arsenal. Yeah.
When you beat Wolves at home,
go on.
When you beat Wolves at home, and I can't remember the other team you just scraped to win. I think it was Aston Villa actually. Aston Villa. You beat them 1-0. It was a convincing. You controlled the game, but at the end of the day, it was 1-0, and they had chances in the last couple minutes where they could have nicked something. And the way you lot were gassing up on Twitter, this is what it means. It means more. This is what we do. Top 4. Can I say something? Why we're celebrating?
No, look, you got to remember this is a young Arsenal team. They're trying to build their character. They're trying to change it. They're trying to change the stripes, of what Arsenal are meant to be soft and everything. So we're celebrating those games there where they're tough results. They meant a lot for us. Everyone's onto us. Like we're just celebrating a win. Like it's not that deep.
Even the Wolves player come out and said it.
This one's 21, 22. They're happy they win it. Or Arsenal are over celebrating. It's like fucking celebration police. Yeah, then as soon as we lose, everyone's there. They're celebrating more than we were. Bro. It's as an Arsenal fan, having Tottenham fans come at us all the time when they've done nothing, just come 6th, 7th, and we've won FA Cups in there. Like they ain't won nothing in 10 years. And this is how we feel. I don't want to go over the same thing about the trophy.
Yeah. No. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, from an Arsenal perspective, Tottenham ain't done anything. You've come a few positions above us. You go Champions League, you get knocked out. Great. You know what I mean? You ain't come over the line anywhere. So when you talk about bottling it and all this sort of stuff, it rattles us. Yeah, like someone said in the comments, I'm rattled. I'm like, it rattles Arsenal fans when these Spurs fans say this sort of shit. So when we go through a good run, there's so much pent up anger. that man's a gunning, just saying, yeah, we won the game, we won this, we won that, we won that. And fair enough, it's come to bite us in the arse right now. But that's why you get the energy from the people that you mentioned, Leon. That's why you see in the group side that people are angry and they're coming with the venom. Because these Spurs fans keep attacking us.
It's not just Spurs fans, it's everyone. I speak to so many fans and they're like, I hope you guys bag fourth over Arsenal because their fans are so conceited, so arrogant.
No, it is.
So, and I'm like,
Tottenham ain't a threat. Tottenham ain't a threat.
I think both Arsenal and Spurs fans have so much talk. It's unreal.
And it's crazy.
I just picture like Burnley fans and Leeds fans having the same similar fight. We're better than you, we're better than you.
I think Arsenal fans chat too much, though. I do think they chat too much.
I think they both do.
Look, no one's chatting more than Patrick, like right now, yeah. Like even when he's losing, yeah, he's coming up with stats. He's inventing stats I ain't seen before. He's the only man who can be below you, yeah, and then create a stat that he's above you, yeah.
That's true.
I've seen Patrick bring stats
the longest throws.
From websites I've never seen.
Hey, listen, I'm like Dr. Strange. I'm a master of manipulation. I just boom.
I've seen Pat. Pat is one of the best.
All right, can I just address a few things?
Everyone knows a Pat. That's the thing. Everyone knows a Spurs fan like Pat, which is why it's good to get onto him right now. Look, you know the ball's in your court. You lot have won. You're looking good at the moment.
I don't want to hear that. You lot have got a game in hand. You've been, you know what? Let me address a few things actually. Boone said in the comments about Partey being a key player for you guys. That's not my comments. That's the Arsenal fan base. I'm touching on it as an Arsenal fan, talking about they've lost Tierney, they've lost Partey. For me, even when you lot are talking about how Partey's been this and that, I still think he's a mediocre player. I can't lie. I don't see the Partey. Yeah, Partey. He's had a better season this season, but to act like because Partey and Tierney are out, your whole season's crumbled. That's a madness, and it's a cop out.
But he's a major player.
He's key for us.
It's a cop out, man. It's a cop out.
He's key for us.
Arsenal have been fourth.
He's key for them as Van Dijk is
it's
probably
a cop out. It's a cop out. They spent 150 million in the summer. They spent the most out of the whole Europe. Yeah.
But we had to build a squad, man.
Arteta's been there for 3 years. Arteta's been there for 3 years. This team should be where it is now.
And they're playing one game a week for the whole season as well.
One game a week.
You've been playing one game a week, both of you as well, isn't it? We
only got knocked out the Champions League the other day, so don't try it.
My bad. It was just Tottenham then, yeah?
Maybe.
So you didn't even turn up, innit?
So all this talk about Partey now being out, Tierney being out, your whole season's crumbled and rivaled. It's crazy. At the end of the day, you've got allegedly the best young player in the league in Saka. Martinelli's doing up bits. You've got Ramsdale, the best keeper in the league.
I've been waiting for this, you know. Look at him.
Gabriel allegedly walks into every top six defensive lineup. You know, am I lying? These are all things I've heard. So let me land. So Gabriel walks into every defense. So you can't then tell me that two players go out and you strengthened as well, and then all of a sudden your whole season crumbles. It's crazy. And to me, if Arsenal don't make top four this season, that is one of the biggest bottle jobs in recent Premier League history. You've been third. You've been fourth for at least a third of the season. You've been fourth for at least a third of the season. And you saw me, Rich. I pulled up the stat in the group. You were fourth on Christmas, yeah? You were only fourth up until last week when we obviously beat Newcastle by a good goal difference and we went above you. So that's like April the 4th or whatever it is. So you've been fourth for a comfortable third of the season. For you now to then drop out of the top four and you still got a game in hand, and then for you not to spin it, at the beginning of the season, we said top six was a this and that. If we finish fifth, no. If you finish below fourth with everything that's gone on, it is a massive bottle job.
Right, mate,
you can't dress it up any other way.
Mate,
you have to call a spade a spade. It's not good enough. It's not good.
You know what? Can I just say one thing?
For those of you that are listening, Rich is clapping.
Bruv, hey Pat, you did a job on Fox News, bruv. You did a job on Fox News.
I'm just saying how everyone else will say it. The Arsenal fans will then try and downplay it now because things aren't going your way. but you're only obviously, like you said, 3 points below us with a game in hand. So it's not all doom and gloom. But you lot are making up the excuses already. The caveats are already out. The sympathy violins are already out. Everyone's now playing and singing from the same hymn sheet. It's crazy.
Boy, Pat, you deserve it. Honestly. Fox News, Donald Trump, man, they have to call you up, media, man. First things first, yeah. Like, we ain't been fourth since Christmas. We've been up and down. There's been West Ham have been fourth. Man United have been fourth. You've been fourth. Like,
I don't think we've been fourth this year, have we?
No, we ain't been fourth. This was the first time we hit fourth since November.
But anyway, look, we ain't been fourth the whole time. So let's just knock that one on the head, yeah. Second thing is, look, we have an opportunity, but we wasn't expected to have this opportunity, right? So now we're here. I want us to convert it. I ain't gonna say that I want top 6. I want top 4 now because we can get it, yeah. Correct. But we were not expected to be here, so it's a bonus and we're ahead of schedule. The other thing is we were in the bottom 3 at the beginning, right, of the season, yeah, or the first 3 games of the season. We were low. We was not expected to do anything. We've come through that strife and we've come back to where we are right now. And look, it's disappointing right now. All the stuff you're saying about, you know, bottle jobs and all this. I don't think it's that. I just think right now we're just seeing the weaknesses of our squad. So even though we spent 150 million, it was on squad players. It was to build players, to get people that when our main players are injured, these people come in.
Ben White and Ramsdale, both solid starters. So
yeah, I know. So you're gonna get 2 from 6.
It's still not. You lot are trying to down it. Like, keep it real.
The key thing is that it's not over.
Oh yeah, and Odegaard. Yeah, even though he was there last year, you solidified that line. Well done, Si. 3 out of 6.
Tavares is on the bench. Lokonga's on the bench. We've had to get rid of players. We had to get rid of, like, I don't want to go and talk about the Arsenal history. The bottom line is right now, where we're at, right, is we are 5th with a game in hand and it's not over. And all these Spurs fans, you've done nothing yet. So if you get 4th, I'll be happy for you and I'll say, look, well done. But the bottom line is, it's not over. And you're one Harry Kane away from a crisis as well. You know what I mean? When Harry Kane gets injured, it'll be just as important to you as when Partey gets injured for us. I'm not saying he's as good as him. I'm just saying it's just as important.
Yeah, at least you could understand that because Harry Kane is one of the best players in the league and he actually does stuff. Partey, I don't see it.
Partey's one of the best midfielders. If you can't see it, I mean, for you, you don't rate Saka. Smith, he's okay. Martinelli's not. You don't rate none of our players. Here we are. Here we are battling with you. Like, you don't rate the deadest team you can see in Arsenal. Yeah. You don't rate none of our players. They're all dead, isn't it? They're all average, mediocre. Yet you're battling level with us.
All I hear is plaudits about how good you are. All I hear is plaudits about how good this Arsenal team are, how fantastic they are. We've been shit. Hence, we bought in Nuno. We had a catastrophe in the summer. We couldn't get a manager in. Everyone was bantering us. We couldn't sign a manager. No one wanted to come to Spurs. Spurs are dead. They're washed. They're this. They're that. We obviously get Nuno in. That flops. We then obviously look for a new manager, get Conte in. All of this has happened. Kane wanting to leave, this player unsettled, Ndombele unsettled, Lo Celso unsettled. All of this. This is the best Arsenal team in how long? 5 or 6 years. But yet Tottenham are above them with all of this drama and catastrophe. So what does that say about Arsenal?
Just make sure Conte gets you a trophy, yeah? Because you lot have been bare since 2008.
Well, you know what? Yes, you guys got to put things on perspective. It's in the moment. Like, in the moment.
Conte's only been 6 months. So,
in the moment. You know,
let Slide speak. Go on, Slide.
I was going to say, it's in the moment. So I get that, okay, Arsenal's gone through back-to-back losses. So it's Spurs' turn to really dig their fingers in. Spurs would go, what? Every other game losing as well, and then Arsenal was on them. It's just in the moment. But I do think for Arsenal, I do wonder if the mindset it's becoming almost like a small club just because you got someone like Arteta. Do you think that's a harsh comment? Because it seems like you guys accept being outside the top 6 or being 6. When you think of Arsenal, historically, we're always a top 4 club. Is it because you don't have that elite manager that you'd accept?
That's a great question.
You know, what do you think?
We haven't got an elite manager. So you're right, but I think we've picked Arteta because we think he can be an elite manager. And in terms of the mentality of the club, look, we're in transition. I think we tried to get a top manager.
How long's transition for though? We're here 3 years now.
transitions
long
until we
can
win the
you
league
use that?
trophy. Transitions until we win the league.
That's a long transition, boy. That's a long transition, boy.
But it's true. We're not in a position right now. You know, since Wenger left, and we were transitioning Wenger. Let's be honest. Right now, we weren't that great. But since Arteta and Unai Emery have come since then, we've never looked like we're going to challenge for a title. Right? We've never looked like that. We're so far off from it. And the players we had in our squad were so poor. So Arteta's had to get rid of them. We've had to start from scratch with a young core and then build on that. And the sad thing is, if we don't get the Champions League this season, we won't be able to attract the players that we need to make that another step up forwards. It's going to delay us by another year. That's how important it is for us to probably get to that Champions League top 4 spot. It's critical, because if we don't get there, the players, the shopping list changes. You know, you stop shopping at Waitrose, you're going to shop somewhere else. You know what I mean? You're shopping in a different shop. So for us, it's really critical. And I don't think it's a small club mentality. I just think you have to accept the facts. We're so far away from Liverpool. We saw the game today. We're so far away from Liverpool and Man City that to say that you're going to challenge for the title next season is stupidity. Like
Rich,
for me, for this team, it's stupidity.
Rich, let me ask you one last question, and then we'll move on from Arsenal. But what do you think how long do you think this project was for when Arteta was signed?
Great question.
What do you think the project was and the time frame? You know, with most managers when they come in, you're looking at like a 3-4 year. What do you think was the sort of blueprint, timeline, process, plan for Arteta?
I think it was 3 years.
Serious?
I genuinely think it was 3 years, because that's what he told Willian. That's what he told Willian.
To get back to challenging for the title.
That's what he told Willian when we signed him from Chelsea. He said 3 years.
Rotted.
So,
but this is the 3rd year now, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
He said 3 years. He said 3 years. It'll be his 3rd season next season.
I remember the quote. He said 3 years before they're challenging for Champions League. So that's what he said, because Williams, I signed to be, bringing Arsenal Champions League football again and challenging in that.
Well, you're kind of there then, I suppose. Yeah. You're kind of there.
But it's not like, then we're not, then size right, then we're not ambitious enough. Because then if the target or if the 3-year goal is to challenge for the Champions League, were we that far off? We came 5th when he joined. We were 5th under Unai Emery. Obviously, the next season we were poor. So you're saying that it's going to take us 3 years to get back where we were the season before. So I think, for myself, the way I looked at it was that it's 3 years before we can start building a squad, we can start talking about leagues again. But I look at Man City and Liverpool, I don't think that's possible. That is just as simple as that. And I think
you know what, Rich? Sorry to interrupt you. I'll let you. The thing is, if you guys have all your chips in place, as in you back Arteta, he's building. City and Liverpool won't have their managers there forever. So if you guys line yourself up, when they go, then you're literally there to take their place. Obviously, that means you have to do things accordingly, but it's not that far off where you can say, you're never going to get there. You will if you're lined up and in the right place at the right time, if you get what I mean.
No, agreed. And that could be said for any club. That could be said for Man United. That could be said for Tottenham. That could be said for Chelsea. But that top 2 right now, they've raised the standard of the Premier League, like, significantly. Like, what they're doing. What I saw today, I looked at our players and, it's like some man, I ain't going to say that. I'm on a live stream, but but it's like you're looking there and you're thinking, you're looking at your players and you're thinking, like, we're so far from it. And look, just to bring some reality back, let's take a step back here. Look, Arsenal right now, we're an average team. We're battling for 4th. There's no need to get over it. There's no need to get down in the dumps because we lost 2 games in a row. It will happen to Spurs. It will happen to United. Let's not worry about the form. And if Partey, that's the only thing I'm saying. If Partey's not out for the season, we still have a chance. Leave it there,
All right, we'll move on from Arsenal now. Interesting stuff. I'm surprised to hear that it all hinges on Partey, but we'll wait and see what happens.
Well, Leon, let me ask one question then. What do you think?
Think about what?
Arsenal
are rubbish. Let's keep it moving. I'm surprised that it all hinges on Partey, because you lot were doing bits You have been playing one game a week. I don't know how much. I think that probably does play a big part into potentially why you've done so well this season, is because you've not had
100%,
the distraction.
100%.
You've not had the distraction of more games.
Yeah.
You got knocked out of the cups pretty early as well, if I remember correctly. So I definitely think that has happened, and I'm just surprised that you was on such a high. Like, I was watching Arsenal thinking, "Rah, these that have got top four secure now." You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm just surprised to see it all just capitulate. But we have to wait and see, man. Have to wait and see. I'm looking at Spurs now, how I was looking at Arsenal. So as what Saeed said, it's sort of like in the moment, innit? These things change and they swings and roundabouts. But at the moment, Spurs are the informed team. They're not only winning games, but they're winning games convincingly. They're smacking up teams. Pat, my question for you, Pat, is a little bit away from the victories that you lot have been getting, and I think top four definitely looks like it's on for you lot. What do you think would be the plan for Conte going forward? If you get top four this season, that's massive for you, as what Rich was saying, in terms of being able to attract certain players, to offer them Champions League football next season, to be able to offer them the fact that you've got an elite manager as well, which I think is definitely something that puts you above Manchester United and Arsenal. What do you think would be the plan going forward? Would there be a plan for you to be challenging the title, or would it be trying to just win a trophy first?
No, I think saying that we're going to challenge for the title is silly, isn't it? It's not thinking realistically.
No,
I think
no. We're talking about a plan, though, isn't it?
I'm not getting at you. I'm just saying the fans, because I have seen Tottenham fans say this, like, "Oh, we get top four next year, we go on," and I'm just like, just take time, and it's step by step. So no, your question is legit. I'm not trying to debunk your question. I'm just saying that we're going to challenge for a title anytime soon is crazy. Like Rich alluded to, the top two are just scintillating. And then even we forget Chelsea. I know they've not been that good recently, but they're still miles above the rest of us. So there is still three elite teams.
I don't agree with that. I think Chelsea definitely are catchable.
I don't know, man. We get lulled into this every year, and we think they're catchable, and then they go on and win a Champions League, or they win a trophy. Do you know what I mean? So I hear what you're saying, Sems, but they win things, and they
still do bits. Yeah.
They do win things, but we're talking about leagues. I'm not talking about winning the Champions League or winning an FA Cup. I'm talking about leagues and mounting a sustainable title challenge. Because I'm pretty sure that Conte's not come to say, "Oh, we're not going to be challenging for the title for another 5 years." I don't think Conte is there for that.
No. You think that's not his mindset. He doesn't have a mindset like that.
It's not that, but I just don't see it as being realistic. But what I do think is if we finish in the top four, we obviously secure Conte, because that will be huge in the sense of that he knows that there's been improvements, and we're then fighting on the next level, which is Champions League football. That means we can also lock in Kane for another few years. Because Kane has always said, as long as the club show an ambition and fighting on all fronts, i.e. at least being in the Champions League, he would be happy to stay and continue to push on. And then, like you said, it just means that we can improve the caliber of players coming in. We definitely need better fullbacks, and probably we need a left-sided centre-back and someone in midfield to rotate with Højbjerg, Skip, and Bentancur. So when you get those pieces in play, then you can obviously sustain a better league push, definitely try and win something. For me, it is about winning a trophy. If we're in the Champions League, obviously I don't think we're going to win that, but we need to try and win the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup, and obviously maintain that top four cycle. So that's what I think will happen. I can't see us challenging for the league with City and Liverpool being as good as they are. Obviously, you try, like I said to Rich, you try and align the chips so that if there is a slip up, or if someone does have a massive meltdown or capitulates, then you're right there on their heels. Because
so what are you saying? So we're just going through season after season after season now, going into every season, not trying to win the Premier League. Is that what you're saying?
Tottenham ain't in the position to win the Premier League, and anyone that tells you that is just, they're not being serious.
No. But we're not talking about now. We're not talking about next season. I'm asking you what you're trying to say, that Tottenham shouldn't be in a position in the next 3 years or so to be challenging for the Premier League. When you
I don't know about the next 3 years. I'm talking about next year and the year after that. Unless obviously you continue to back back Conte, which is something that I've not seen Daniel Levy do. I can't turn around and then say that we're going to challenge for the league. It doesn't make sense. You just got to be realistic and look at the past and look at what's happened. So yeah, if he's backed in the summer, that allows us to obviously try and push on in the Champions League. And like I said, finish in the top 4 again and try and win one of these trophies. But to say that challenge for the league, I can't see it. Just got to be real. And I'm not going to be fooled into thinking that after we have a good run of a few games, it's a lot to sustain a league challenge, a lot. So,
I
don't know. Can I ask them both a question? Like, in terms of for Spurs, how many players would you say you'd need to sort of say, you know what, we're confident of a top 4 finish next season? And then what else would you need to say, you know, we're going to challenge the season after that? How many players in what positions?
This year, we'd need 2 fullbacks, a much better left back, fullback on both sides, as in right back and left back. I was already said the left side is centre back, someone that can actually play that position instead of Ben Davies playing there. And then we need somebody in the midfield that can basically just a much better version of Skip Højbjerg or Winks. Get rid of those guys, and then also if we're being to then push on. I think if we get those pieces in with what we got, we're cool for top 4. But if we really want to push on and challenge for the league, then you need someone to back up Kane or play alongside Kane. Because if Kane goes down, like Richie says, it's massive. Where if you're looking at the teams above us, if they have a 1 or injury or 2, they can still manage that. Where for us, it would be huge if we lose Kane. So you need
for United as well. So same for you two, United. What would you say, Sebs? What do you reckon?
We'll chat about United when we're chatting about United. Don't worry about that. We'll come back to that question because I've definitely got a different type of answer to what Pat is saying. But yeah, Pat, just going back to how you lot are playing at the moment, I guess you're really pleased with the form that you lot are showing, the goals that you're scoring. You know, we've seen on Twitter from some people that are calling Son, you know, I think some unwarranted disrespect throwing at Son, if I'm honest. You know, calling him a purple patch player and all of this stuff. What are your thoughts on all of that and how you lot have been playing at the moment?
Yeah, I think we've been playing. I mean, I said it, you know, when we lost to you guys, Semps, and then we bounced back and we won the next game. And I was like, at that time, we had won 4 out of the last 5 or whichever. But the Man United loss was a bit of a spanner in the works. But if you're looking at it now, we've won 6 out of the last 7 games. We've scored the most goals in 2022. Hence why our goal difference now is way more considerable than Arsenal. So Arsenal at the beginning of the year had a much better goal difference than us. I think we're now on plus 19 and they're on plus 9. So the goal swing has been crazy. And that's because we're banging up teams 4-0, 5-1, 5-0. Obviously, we won again 4-0. So in terms of the attacking front 3, they're
beating us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we beat you guys as well, which was great at Etihad. Can't complain there. But yeah, we're playing scintillating football. And as long as we can sustain this, which I don't see why we can't, I think that pretty much we're locked in for top 4. I don't see us beating Liverpool away from home, but all the other games I'm looking at, I think we can win all of them.
Who are your games? Do you know who they are against?
We still got to play Leicester. Well, the next one is Brighton at home on Saturday, 12:30 kickoff. Then I know we've got to play Leicester. I know we've got to play Norwich again.
You've got Brentford away.
Yeah, Brentford away.
Liverpool away. Yeah, Arsenal at home. Burnley at home. And Norwich away.
There you go. I'm saying apart from the Liverpool game, I'm very confident we win all those games. And that includes Arsenal at home. I'm confident we beat them. And I've been saying that for a while. I just think the form that we're in, the way we're playing, and defensively as well, we look a lot better. So I don't see why not. But yeah, I mean, look at without dissecting and going on for too long because Daps is here. Like the first half against Villa, they absolutely battered us. But Hugo Lloris, no one's really talking about. He put in a man of the match display. The way he kept a clean sheet and just save after save.
He saved you. They were actually probably the better team outside the goals, really.
No, I wouldn't say for the whole game, but they were definitely the better team in the first half.
They deserved at least a draw, you would have thought. But yeah, you guys were solid.
You can't deserve a draw if you get beat 4-0, bro. Come on. Like we created chances and we finished them. Do you know what I mean? That narrative, like, they deserve something. No, they didn't. They got smashed.
When I watched that game, I thought you could say it's smashed because it's 4-0, but when you looked at the game, like they played so well.
You sound like Arsenal right now. You sound like an Arsenal fan making them type of comments, like 4-0 and deserving something. No,
exactly.
No,
like it's we carved them open. We created good, clear goal scoring opportunities, and we took them. So you 1-0 or 2-0, you could say you get beaten 4-0.
4-0, man. You should have stopped at 3 and off. 3 and off is right.
No, but you do that. I mean, you've done that against City, though, innit? And you all seem to do that against City. you just like you weren't the better side, but you just take your chances and you just kill teams off.
And you know, Pat, I was talking to you the other day, and I was saying this, like and it's probably alluded to what Leon was saying the other day, when Arsenal were going on a run and everyone was getting hype over Arsenal, yeah, Spurs were still winning in the background, and no one was talking about Spurs. Spurs were winning. They've just strung some wins together. And I spoke to Pat the other day, and I was saying to him, you know, the worst thing about Spurs is I watch all their games, nothing's happening, and it's a through ball and a goal. Like, it's not like consistent play. It's not like pressure. It's just like it's a itty-bitty game. Kane, run, goal. And it's
welcome to my world.
It's a scary thing about them that it's like watching an Italian team, like where, like, and it's Conte, the manager, I guess that's how he plays, yeah, where it's just nullifying and it doesn't seem to be much happening in the game. And it's a free ball and a goal. And even like on Saturday's game against Villa, yeah, like you had 5 shots on target, 4 of them were goals. Like, and it weren't that Villa like desert. It's just the way you play, and it's eerie. And I said this to you before. I said that when we play you, I can imagine us, and this is before Partey's Tierney got injured. I could imagine us dominating, doing lots of brilliant things, and then Kane will get the ball and it'll be a goal for Spurs. And all the Arsenal fans will be moaning about we dominated the game, but Spurs would have been more clinical. And I think it says a lot about how Conte set up your team, because under Nuno, everything looked like it had crumbled. I thought this was the worst thing in the world. And I was looking at Tottenham, I'm thinking, what are you doing? And he's brought in different players. So Emerson's got out, Doherty's come in. And so I don't want to boost Spurs because I'm an Arsenal fan, but it's just eerie how you just don't do anything and these goals just come. I don't know who watched the game, but it's an eerie sort of football.
No, and like you said, it just shows the ruthlessness. Like Son, I think Son is like the most clinical striker in Europe in terms of his goals to gain, like chances created in terms of the amount he tucks away. He's so clinical. So that's when Semps even said it before about the purple patch stuff. For me, it was confusing because I'm like, this guy's comfortably the second top scorer in the league. He's been doing this for the last 3 or 4 years. Last year, he had 18 goals, 10 assists. This year, I think he's already on 17 goals. And we still got how many games left? And he's got like 6 assists. The guy's been quality for years. So to call him a purple patch player or purple patch merchant.
Who are we talking about?
Who
are we talking about?
Son.
Sorry, just quick. Is he second?
Yeah, he's second.
Jota, isn't it?
No, he's second, bro. Son's on 17 goals. It's definitely second.
You know what? I'm going to be 100. I'm one of them. I thought he was having a shit season. Fuck. Now, I know he turned up against us, but honestly, I remember being on a show. To be fair, it was probably a month or 2 ago and saying, in fact, it was before the City game. I was saying people were going for Kane. Son needs to step up and hold some corn because he's been mad quiet. And then he went and did what he did against us. And I was like,
And you know what? Since then, Daps, he's gone on a run and he's been scoring in like games.
17.
You answered your own question. He's just a purple patch player, then, really, isn't it? Because he disappeared for a third of the season.
Listen,
he was good at the start. No one saw him. He went away for Christmas.
Coming alive, business end of the season. That's
it's not a
I'll take that.
Players, and I said this to somebody else on another stream, they're human beings. They're going to have good and bad days. Salah hasn't scored in how many games? He's still leading the league in goals. Salah got an assist today. Salah's on 20 goals and like 11 assists. Players aren't going to be able to turn it on in every game, every moment of the game. Otherwise, they end up...
Havertz had like four good games recently, and now Chelsea is screaming like he's one of the best clutch players of all time. So so it happens, but business end of the season is crucial.
Yeah. So but business end of the season, we're getting it done. Let's see how long the run continues. I think everyone will agree we're playing some good football and we're in good form. So we go into every game now with confidence. But obviously Daps is here now, so Semps, I'll let you, throw some questions his way about today's game.
Hi, Semps.
Yeah. Big up, Daps. Big up, Daps. Big up.
I'm sorry. You know what? I didn't think I was that waved yet until I got here and turned my ring light on, and I'm like, fucking hell.
Daps, you've been at the game today, right?
Yeah.
And he's sipping on what's that? Some
what's it called? Porn star martini.
No way. Imagine a porn star martini at home.
I've got a Magnum and a porn star.
I thought I saw a Magnum. I recognise the Magnum.
What a game! But what a game, man! What a game!
What was it like in the stadium, man? What was the atmosphere like?
Yeah, atmosphere before. You know what? The atmosphere was. wouldn't say electric, but you know when there's just like nerve in the
yeah. You could feel the nerves, yeah. You could sense it coming through.
Very much. And that even like through the game, it kept swinging about. Like obviously, as the game swung about, it kept swinging about. You know what? I'll be 100 because I haven't got a season ticket. I couldn't sit where I usually sat, but my sister got me a really nice ticket in like a box and that, so it was which was all right because I kind of had to creep up there and creep back quickly. So, but fucking hell, what a game, man! What a game. So the one thing I've been saying, right, when we went on this shit run of form recently, when we dropped points to Palace, I came out and said, you know what, we could have won this league easily. We could have done what we've done before, won this league easily. But our players have decided they don't want to do that. They want to they want to battle it out with Liverpool for whatever reason. Fine. In the past, we've had players like Company, players like Silva, players like Aguero, players like Yaya Toure that step up and drag the team over the line. Who is going to be that player? Because right now I do not see them. And that was my concern going into this game. We've seen De Bruyne stepping up, but I wanted to see, I said to Patrick earlier, right, today we have to go into this and remind Liverpool and remind every other fan base, not fan base, every other channel that has tried to put City down and say that Liverpool are the favourites, that we are the team that has won 3 of the last 4 Premier Leagues, right? But our players need to step up and do that. They can't be performing like they have been recently because that's not the form. And today, what a fucking performance. Honestly, I'll be real, shout out to Liverpool, but at times Liverpool looked scared. And I was they played out their skins. We should have won it, man. We should have won it.
You should have won today's game. I think that as well. As a neutral,
bro, if you watch City recently, we're not clinical enough. We haven't been, and that's the thing. But you know what? Still, fucking hell, what a game. You know what? The funny thing is, it had been picked up as this game with 2 of the highest quality teams going at it, and it could have been shit, and it just wasn't. It was just fucking exactly. And I don't want to hear nothing about refs or any of that from either side. Sterling was offside. Thiago probably should have been sent off, but you know what? It's 5 minutes before the end. That wasn't going to change the game, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think there should be any talk of refs or anything like that.
Nah, definitely not. I've had 1 or 2 try it. Absolutely.
Nonsense. I thought the referee done well.
They did, I think, generally.
Daps alluded to it at times. Watching the game, especially in the first half, Liverpool did look scared. But what I thought was quality with Liverpool is at any given moment, I just felt that they could just string a few passes together and turn it on and get a goal, as you did with the equalizer. And I always thought that was on at any given moment. How was you feeling during the game? Did you feel like that as well? Did you think that you weathered the storm in the first half? Second half, you maybe could go and win it. How was you feeling?
Yeah, first half, I was almost sort of praying for the players just to get into half time, and I knew Klopp would do what he needs to do, and I knew it was going to be a different outfit. I just thought, as long as we can keep it just 1 goal behind, we still got a chance in this, and that's exactly what happened. You know, it's very nervy in the first half. I'd see absolutely bossed us. They snuffed us out. We looked nervous, but whatever Klopp does at half time, it was like a different animal. And it felt in the second half that, certainly in the first 20 minutes, that we could have really hurt City as well. Because I'm glad you said that.
I agree with that, because the first 20 minutes, then it switched again. But the first 20 minutes, once you scored, we looked on the ropes. We did.
Yeah.
We did. And the stadium was a little bit on the ropes as well, to be fair.
And it was crazy how and that's the difference with the 2 teams in terms of the quality, how they so quickly could carve out a potential chance from 1 minute there in defence, and in seconds they're at the other end nearly scoring. It's just, it was wonderful to watch, even you could say from a neutral. I was nervous about the Sterling chance. I thought that was it. He
was offside. You know what? I was sat
very tight.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I was he was, but you know what? This is the thing. Yeah. That's the rules, isn't it? It's a mental rule about any part of your body, but he was offside. The most nervy bit from where I was sat was the Edison bit. Fucking hell, man.
Where he played the ball across the line.
I still haven't seen it back yet, but fuck me.
Yeah, it was close, man. The ball was literally on the line.
Si, do you think that's the Premier League gone for you now? Do you think you needed to win today? You think it's over?
I think it would have been ideal, but I don't think it's over. No, I don't. I think it will go right to the wire. I've got a feeling that City will just tip it, especially if they go out in the Champions League. But no, I think it's still very 50-50.
Going out in the Champions League? What are you talking about?
I don't think you'll win it, though. I don't think you'll win the Champions League, though.
Do you think that you could get close to winning the Champions League?
I thought we got more of a chance of winning the Champions League than City, yeah. I'll say that boldly. I just think we're just tailored for that because we've got strength everywhere. Where City, and he said it himself, City's weakness is they can dominate every game, but they do not have that striker just to finish off the game. And if they had a Kane, they would have wiped the floor of us in the first half. And I think that's the difference.
If we had a Kane, we would have whipped you.
Yeah, definitely.
You missed that over everyone's head.
Even in the first game, when we played us against Anfield. But it's just you don't have a striker.
You know what? You get it now. Yeah. You know what it is as well, though. If you look at us this season, actually, it's mad. Fuck me. Oh my God, it's happened again. Right. So, Man City this season. Firstly, what I was going to say is how sensational we've been against all the top teams, minus Tottenham. We'll forget that one, right? But against Chelsea, United, we've been really good in all of our big games. But here's a mad stat for you.
You mentioned Arsenal.
No.
I was thinking that.
No. The points we have dropped this season. The points we have dropped this season. Tottenham, home and away. Palace. Home and away. Southampton, home and away. And Liverpool, home and away. That's it.
Oh, wow. Really? That's crazy.
Every team is home and away. So, going by that, we shouldn't drop any more points so we win the league. But I just thought that is mad. We have dropped. They're the only games we've dropped points in. But what I was going to say is that this is... Today we did what we had to. Like I said, I would have wanted a win. I thought we could have won it, but we haven't. I'm not mad at a draw, especially with the way the game played out. But now we have to... And I have no doubt against Atletico, they're going to be up for it the same way because it's Champions League. But then we need to bring that back and we need to play the same against, like, there's certain games I look at, like we've got West Ham, we've got Wolves away, we've got Newcastle who are fighting for points. So the funny thing is when you look at the two, both of us have slipping points. And I know their man have got Everton and United.
And Spurs.
Have they got Spurs? Oh,
yeah, they've got Spurs. That's the one I'm nervous about.
That's a nice one. But some of them, like United, I can't see it. I cannot see it for shit. But it is United, Liverpool, and Everton. I can't see it for shit. But if we're being 100, we didn't see Everton beating United the other day, and it is a derby. And Lampard.
I did.
Well, I did as well, to be fair, as well. But generally, the general consensus was. But I was looking at the table on the way up there earlier, right? And I was looking at the table in 2011, 2012. Game week 32, Man United were 5 points. At the end of game week 32, Man United were 5 points clear of Manchester City.
Oh, wow. That's a big gap, man. It's a big gap.
When was this?
This first time we won the league.
Oh, but you know the thing is,
so we lost to Arsenal on a Sunday. We lost 2-1, and Newman went 5 points clear with. Hold on, I've got it because I took a screenshot of it because I thought, you know what, I might use this later. So 33 games. Man United was on 79 points. Man City were on 74 points with 33 games played. Mad. Arsenal were third that season. Fucking hell.
What were they on? What points were they on?
They won 64. But yeah, so what I'm saying is that I even said before this, even if we went 4 points clear, even if they went 2 points clear, although City and Liverpool are teams that can go unbeaten, this is football, right? And this is a business end of the season where, this is it. It's a Premier League, and certain clubs are fighting. Like, you've got to remember the difference in the amount of money every club earns by position is a lot, right? Let alone relegation. Like, certain teams, they get relegated, they ain't coming back for fucking years, so they really have to fight for it. So every game at this time of the season, I think probably like Chelsea might be an easy game because you'd imagine they'd start just concentrating on the Champions League, but then they go and smack a team 6-0 all of a sudden, and so it's not over. It's not over until the fat lady sings. But I'm happier. At least, you know what it is as well. I think I don't know if from your side, Saeed, but from my side, I'm just happy we didn't get smacked up because, do you know what I mean? From either side, I've said a few times this week, there's no shame in losing the league to Liverpool, right? This Liverpool team is sensational, yeah? So if we end up losing the league to them, getting to the Champions League semis or whatever, listen, that's better than fucking Gillingham, right? So I'm not going to be mad at that. I just didn't want to get smacked up by Liverpool at the Etihad, and we definitely didn't.
Yeah, same. And I know City has that in them too. If they beat you, they generally beat you well. I remember when Sadio Mane got sent off one game, he just battered us. Like, I think it was like 4-1 or 4-0 when he was in control. And then,
Yeah, I love that.
And even Thiago, I mean, you said Thiago, I was thinking, just take this guy off, because if he gets sent off, we're going to get spanked.
Would you agree your worst player was... Would you say your worst player today was Fabinho?
No.
Second half, he was better. Second half,
he was better. First half, he was a bit for Fabinho. The quality.
A lot of their players were poor first half, though. But I think second half, Mane came into it second half. Salah came into it second half. Fabinho came into it second half.
What about City? Who is our worst player, in your opinion?
Sterling,
No, Ederson. I'd say Ederson, to be fair, because he should have saved that.
Walker went to sleep as well, though. Walker did go to sleep a few times.
But Walker also did the usual Walker and saved us.
Yeah, Walker cleaned up quite a lot. I would say Ederson, to be honest. He was.
I think Ederson. You're right with Ederson. Yeah,
and then also,
I thought Stones was quite good.
Yeah,
Stones was brilliant. I thought your defense was pretty quite good, to be fair.
But that Jota shot, Ederson should have saved that. If we're being real.
You think
like Alisson did before we scored our first? What a save from Alisson before we scored our first.
Alisson.
But
that's a poor miss. That's not a good save.
I thought that was a good save. He saved with his leg.
You know about them, innit, Semps?
Huh?
You know about them. You know about them, Semps, this season.
Know about what?
Poor misses.
Yeah, but we're talking about Man City. So
I'm always going to deflect. One thing I've got to say.
We're talking about a poor miss from Sterling. That's what I thought that was.
What about the miss from Marvis? Marvis at the end.
Oh yeah.
Well, he's done it twice. You know what? He's done it twice against Liverpool now.
I thought that was it.
The penalty as well, isn't it? Yeah.
Rich, let Rich talk. Go on, Rich.
He's never scored against us.
It was simple, man. I just thought that was it. Like, you know, it looked like the chance. You knew there was one more chance going to happen in that game. And when Marvis cut in, I thought that was it. And I was like, but you know what I'd say about Liverpool, yeah? Over the years, that game has changed, because when Liverpool and United and that Guardiola things began, it used to be Liverpool counter-attack, didn't it?
Not United.
Liverpool, Man City. Sorry, my bad. It used to be counter-attack. And it used to be Liverpool soaking up pressure, a bit like how Tottenham play Man City. But now you see it's not as clean cut as that. Liverpool very incisive. It's a lot more even, a lot more tactical.
Pep was more direct.
Pep's changed the way it is. Well, but there's something that I noticed in the first game this season that Pep did, and we did it today. Now, I got why we did it in the first game. It was the 20 minutes of the first game he did it, and I feel he did it because he knew how important the fans were, right? And every time we got the ball back in the first 20 minutes, instead of pushing forward, we just turned around and went backwards. And it was to kind of like get the crowd frustrated. But then today, I don't really know why we did it, but he kept doing it. He kept slowing the game down.
I noticed that today.
Yeah, he really did.
I didn't understand it.
Nah, because that's what I'm saying. I got it straight away in the first game. I thought, yep, get one. I think he probably just thinks that is the way to play against Liverpool, is to build from the back very, very slowly and just move slowly.
There's times where I thought you had the ball and you're just walking around, and Bernardo Silva's walking, Laporte's walking, and it's very slow. And I was at times thinking, where's the urgency? Get moving.
It's almost like at times I actually thought, do we want to draw?
Quick, that's when it got a bit out of hand. Do you remember when the game started to get really stretched and it was this frantic pace? But we like that, and we don't. If
the game gets open against Liverpool, that's how they play, because they're happy to leave their front three. Look, their strikers are so incisive. They're the opposite to like City. City tick-attack, lots of possession, lots of wasted chances. Liverpool incisive. And if you have an open game against Liverpool, you know sooner or later, Salah is going to put one in, Mane is going to put one in, Diaz or even man's off the bench are now coming, Jota, Diaz, even Origi. So
when you think about it, when you think about it, it's almost like what Pep was doing was, and Klopp actually spoke about it after the game, I believe. I saw a clip on Twitter where he was talking about City being good on the counter, because that isn't something City do. We used to do it really effectively with Sane, Sterling, Aguero, but we don't do it so much. But I don't know if maybe he was trying to do the pass out from the back, pass around at the back, pass around at the back, then all of a sudden out of nowhere, boom, try, because Liverpool play a high line.
It's
we
like
kept trying to play balls over the top.
I think he played it well.
Yeah, and the one person that all week I've been saying, so from on Tuesday, when I saw the Atletico lineup straight away, I looked at it, no Foden, no Jesus, and I go, that's for a reason. They're playing against Liverpool.
Yeah.
And people say, nah, like, I'm a big Jesus fan, right? Massive Jesus fan, because I get what he's there for. I get he plays against big teams because he leads the press from the front. Him and Foden, their pressing from the front is sensational. And the minute I saw it, I knew it. First half, Jesus was unreal. But I always say he needs to be pulled off about 55th, and then unfortunately he should have played the ball back twice. If he would have, the second one in particular, he had two man just he had De Bruyne there. De Bruyne put it in the back.
He had De Bruyne waiting at the penalty spot, and
when it's De Bruyne,
yeah.
If it's Sterling, I get it. If it's De Bruyne, you play the fucking ball back because he's putting it in the net. But yeah, I think Robertson was good today as well for Liverpool. I thought Robertson was quite good.
He was all right. He got at, but Trent got exposed in the first half. He was getting exposed quite a lot with those balls in behind him.
Yeah, he did initially, but then I thought second half he showed that he could defend.
Yeah, second half he was much better, but first half it looked like a tactical thing from City to attack down the left. You know?
They hit both our channels, though, didn't they? Robinson got booked quite early, and I was thinking, it's going to be a long day for him now. But yeah, I thought second half it was a different game.
I was watching that game today, jealous. You know, like I remember, like back in the day, it was Arsenal, Man United. Going toe to toe, you know, attacking football, and since then we've had battles for the league, but never two attacking juggernauts like going like that. And I was watching that game today, it's just like, man, so far from it, but it was beautiful. It's the best game of football I've watched. Actually, I wouldn't say this season. There's doing quite a few good games this season, but it was up there. It was definitely.
I thought the first game at Anfield was awesome. That first game at Anfield. The first half was
harder to watch. Harder to watch this one. Harder to watch.
There's ballers all over the pitch. That's what it is. A goal can come at any point.
Great pass by Salah as well for Liverpool's second.
Yeah, what a pass. Yeah.
Anyway, it continues. It continues. More pressure.
That's the thing, because Sky built this game up like it was the be-all and end-all and the title decider. But with that many games left, it was never going to be that. I know what Sky were trying to do, but
I think either one of these teams win today, I do think it is over. Honestly, I think if Liverpool would have won, it would have been over. I think they go on and win it. And the same with, I think it's now just in the balance again because it was a draw, and it seems like it's destined to go down to the last day of the season. But I think that if either one would have won it, it would have given them that confidence and that momentum. And they're already teams that are like, you know, with the run of games that we're coming on, you look at them and say Liverpool aren't going to drop any more points and Man City aren't. So I do think it could easily have been the title decider today. But
do you know what I thought in the first half with the way Liverpool were playing in the first half? It kind of looks to me, like I said before, what I needed from City today was for them to come out and show that they do want it, because one or two people have been saying, are the players slightly focused on the Champions League this year? Because in the league, they have looked a bit kind of not as up for it as in previous seasons this time of year. But today we came out and it made me think we are the team that have the pedigree in the Premier League. Sorry, definitely not in the Champions League, to get it over the line. And the way Liverpool started off, I thought, all right, they have won one Premier League now, but are they still nervous? Have they still got a mistake in them at the business end of the season? Because the way they played just wasn't... Liverpool could come to the Etihad and roll us over, right? If they were on form, they could. The way we've been playing recently, that could have happened.
That was never going to happen, Debs.
Bro, the way we played recently, honestly.
You've still been getting points. You've still been getting results. And when you've got a big game like this at your ground... You know, your previous is going to go out the window when you're Man City and you are top of the table. We're not talking about anybody else.
Proved, that's exactly what I'm saying. That is what I hoped. But I was thinking, you know what? Recent games, like the Man City of previous seasons would have gone to Palace on a Monday night and got a result by any means, right? And we didn't do that. And it was those type of things that was making me question maybe we've lost one too many of them originals. But then today, now De Bruyne stepped up. Jesus stepped up maybe.
I felt like
Cancelo as well. Cancelo had a really
Cancelo
good
was
game.
good. Cancelo was good today, actually.
Good.
Yeah.
But Jesus,
Rodri was better. Rodri was better than he has been recently as well.
Jesus looked really good, to be fair, considering he doesn't really start that many games, like you said, only certain games. Like his finish, no one's really talking about it. That was an accomplished finish. To get it where he did over Alisson, who's obviously one of the best keepers in the world, and to get that under the bar, that was quality, man. He played well today. He was a bit greedy and selfish at times, but I guess he's a striker. They're gonna do that. But he played really well.
On that, I mean, Daps, what do you think? Why is it Jesus as a striker? Don't you think he's got the ability to lead the line?
No. He's better. You know what? It's so weird because when he first landed, it worked for like 6 months. It worked, but then since then, it's like he's so much better out wide.
He plays more out wide, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does now.
He asked to.
Yeah, for me, and it's taken pressure off of him because, like he said, that you know what? I guess it might be that he's followed through from behind Aguero, right? And the pressure, he says, the pressure he puts on himself to score is getting to him. Whereas the minute you switch out wide, you don't have that pressure to score. But for me,
that's poor mentality from a striker, though. If I'm honest,
I know.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. You know what the problem was? He was good until he got his first injury. And when he got his first injury, it was on the Amazon Prime documentary. He was crying his eyes out, right? From that injury, it changed him from being a goal scorer to being... I always say Liverpool fans are probably the only fan base that will get it because they have Bobby Firmino, right? And he was
Arsenal
one player that...
have Lacazette, so they'll get it as well.
No, because they won't. No, because they don't appreciate it. Whereas Liverpool fans do appreciate Bobby Firmino. And
I might be going to bite on that.
And Bobby
I might be going to
Firmino,
bite on that comment. You know what I mean? You're taking a mick.
a lot of Liverpool fans wanted him in today because they said we wanted, like the first game, they missed him. So they wanted him in today. I see it the same. When you support a club, you notice the work rate, you notice the things they do bring to it. But look, when he's through the middle, if you're a striker, you need to score goals, and he's not prolific goal scorer, is he? He's better than Lacazette, I believe, though. But
I've never seen a striker though play as a striker and you say I don't want to play up front anymore. I want to play wide. So I think it's the first time I can think of any
I mean, Ronaldo.
I think Lacazette needs to say that. He needs to put his hand out. And say,
Lacazette can't play wide. Lacazette just needs to retire.
Lacazette doesn't get the option.
No, he needs to retire. You know what I mean? But you know what? He's done a job for us anyway, man. He scored 4 goals this season, 4 important goals, and we're happy with all 4 of them.
Yeah, that's right. You take it, innit?
We're happy with all 4 of them, mate.
Was it 3 penalties and 1 outfield goal? Innit?
Look, let's not judge. Goals are goal, innit? That's what everyone says. Goals are goal. It doesn't matter how you get them. You just got to get it over the line. So, like, let's not judge Lacazette and his penalties. He's got to score them however he gets them. If he gets a penalty next week, or if we get a penalty against Southampton, I hope he scores it.
All right, just before we move on from the big one there, who have Liverpool got next, Si?
Benfica, and then we got Man City again in the FA Cup.
Oh yeah, so it's FA Cup the following week. Who have you got next in the league? Do you know?
Southampton. 1 second.
Southampton. Do you know who you've got next in the league?
Give me a second.
Yeah, I had it on here. Oh, sorry, we got United. United.
Is it United next?
Yeah, we got United in the league, then Everton.
Tuesday. We had Arsenal that weekend.
No, not this week. Tuesday.
Lovely.
No, this is about 3 weeks' time, I think.
Liverpool,
2 to 3 weeks. We got Benfica, City, United, then Everton.
Oh, Shane, we've got you before.
I love that.
I thought we was playing Arsenal after Norwich. Sorry, yeah, we're playing you on Tuesday night.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
It should be really winnable games then. So
we've got Madrid on.
It is the
Wednesday.
way it is. It is the way it is.
We got Madrid on Wednesday.
Yeah,
then
I think Madrid upset them. You know.
Nah, City,
not Atletico. Atletico, Man United should have beat Atletico.
Wait, listen to this though. Listen to how UEFA fucked up. Steve just messaged me this a minute ago. Chelsea are in Madrid. So we're going to be out there. We're going to be out there with all the Chelsea lot out there.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. They didn't pattern it.
Like, to do that. Yeah,
that wasn't very clever of you, UEFA. You silly boys.
Wow.
So we've got. Then we got Liverpool on Sunday. Then we have Brighton at home and then Watford at home.
Yeah, City's
momentum.
City are good.
Boy, if Man United can do anything this season, boys, stop Liverpool winning the league. Oh, they better do it. But it ain't gonna happen. We'll get rolled over.
So you'd rather Man City win it than Liverpool, yeah?
Yeah.
Of course you would.
Yeah, in terms of historical
I get it, but I just want to make sure. I want to see when that changes. At some point,
it's not going to change that's not going to ever change in my opinion.
Ever change. The hate is so deep. The hate is so deep. I would rather Everton win.
Man City are pretenders, isn't it? They can't even fill their stadium when they're playing Champions League games. So we're never really going to care about them too much. It's only Liverpool.
I tell you, it's going to change at some point. It's going to change.
When Pep leaves, it's all.
I heard you lot talking about that earlier. Because our owners are like yours. Because we won't have scouted the manager for a year and a half, bruv. Come on, be real.
When Pep leaves,
we brought in
the dynasty's over, mate. It's over. It's over.
You can say that, bro. If you want to make a bet on that, you know what your owners are like, and you know what our owners are like.
I don't bet, but I said it here, and I say it with chess. When Pep leaves, the dominance is done. It will come to an end at some point. Just like Man United's came to an end, Liverpool's came to an end at some point. Arsenal had their little stint and it came to an end. It'll come to an end, bruv. That's just the way football works.
Okay. What about Tottenham's stint?
Seb, real quick one. Real quick one.
Say that. It's the same with yours right now, Rich.
Seb, let's take Pep out of the equation. Forget Pep completely. Yeah, forget Pep. Pep is non-existent. We still won a trophy before you, more recently than you, man. Pep not in the equation. Previous manager was winning trophies since you, man, have been winning trophies.
Well done. I told you.
Actually, that's not true.
I told people already. Let me tell you, Daps, because I don't think you know. I'm unbantable. You can't banter me about football. I'm unbantable.
I get it. That's just it, bro. To be fair, that's the thing with us, lot.
We're rubbish. We know it. Everybody knows it.
Welcome to my world. That's most of my life, bro.
What I'm saying is when Pep goes, the dynasty will fall. That's what I'm saying. It will happen. You lot's time will done out soon.
Have you spoke about United yet today, guys?
No, we can talk about United now. We can talk about United now.
United.
Or do we talk about the Ronaldo thing? Because that's a bit mad, isn't it?
Yeah,
and that's not even. I'm not even sending. That is a bit mad. You'd think he'd know better.
Yeah, but when you're emotional,
I don't. No,
we're human beings. Sometimes we snap when we shouldn't snap.
Oh, I know that better than anyone. But bro, that's Ronaldo getting paid the money he gets paid. Like
no. Don't attach money to it. Don't attach money.
Let's not attach money. Let's attach being.
Let's not
attach money.
And I'm not saying it's right what he done, but let's not start judging people because they're footballers. They're still human beings, and human beings can snap. We just saw Will Smith snap on stage in front of everybody.
Fair point. And look at the criticism he's got.
It can happen.
But the thing is, I get what you're saying. Let's not attach money. Let's attach the fact that of every single football player in the world, bar possibly one, only possibly, but I think going by social media following, he's out the door as well. There's one footballer that is used to having cameras in his face 24/7, like 24/7. So he should know better when the camera's being held by a little child to slap it. That's a bit mad. Like, I get it. I do get it. But of all footballers, he is that one footballer that should be used to a camera in his face.
Well, I don't think you can say he's that one footballer.
Yeah. No, really. I don't think that's relevant. But what he shouldn't have done what he's done. No, because it doesn't. Like, on any wrong day, I can be doing something every single day. You catch me on the wrong day, I might do the wrong thing. Yeah, it can happen to anyone. And I think he's walking off the pitch and you just see him, he just slaps it down, doesn't really look. So he's probably not taken into he's not like looked at the kid and said, I'm slapping the kid's hand. He's just seen the phone and he just slapped her hand. He's just slapped it. You can see it from the video. He's gone over the top and it's just a mistake. I think people are going to blow it out of proportion. It's a footballer. People lose their heads. let him take the kid to a game next week and then move on, man. It's not no big drama. Like people sensationalize it.
He's invited the kid. If it was a kid, he's invited the person.
Yeah, it's a
It was a kid.
Yeah, it's a 13-year-old kid and the mum, because the mum, and the thing is, we don't even know how real it is, because the mum's posted a picture of a battered phone and just said,
and your hand. Do you see the hand?
The hand.
And we don't know if when that picture was taken, we don't know if that's the real phone. You know, people overdoing it. She's like, he's a thug. He's abused my kid and this and that's like,
she wants money, innit? She wants that Michael Jackson.
That's what I'm gonna say. Now she's seen money ticket there, innit?
Yeah.
But what, Patrick, are you saying?
I would have done.
I mean, I'm not saying it, but are you saying that that's the type of thing that Scousers do?
I didn't put no area involved in it.
Okay, fair enough. No, me neither. I was just asking the question.
But it's real though. This is what I'm saying. People do snap. They do wrong things. I'm not condoning what he's done, but it's not really. You know, Cantona was out here kicking fans. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that though. That was Cantona. That's fine. That's totally fine and acceptable.
Things happen. You know, Dyer went up into the crowd and started trying to fight fans the other day.
That was acceptable.
Fight someone because they
had to go his family.
And the Canio pushed the ref.
Yeah. These things.
Joey Barton stubbed a cigar out in a youth team player's eye.
Indiana Pacers, Ron Artest and Jermaine O'Neal ran into the stand and were fighting fans about 10, 12 years ago. So these things happen, not just in football, across all sports. It happens. No matter, we always
human beings. They're not robots. They're human beings, man. Like you reach a point in time. And I think where Man United are at the moment, Ronaldo's not been used to this for the longest time in his career now. Ronaldo's used to being in the best teams, winning trophies, winning accolades, week in, week out, year in, year out. He's come into a situation now. I don't know what he thought he was getting into, but he did not prepare himself for this. And he's in a situation now where we're at the Champions League, where we're possibly heading into Europa or even the Conference League. And he's probably thinking, what the hell is happening here? And he snapped. Do you know what I mean? It's that simple. From a Man United point of view, a lot of sympathy. I'm just saying he snapped.
No. You're not banterable, bruv. I was just saying I've got a lot of sympathy for him.
Yeah, I'm unbantable. That's what I say.
Because clearly by that little snap there.
Well, man.
Okay. What's that?
Say again?
Do you think there's always some sort of excuse whenever Ronaldo is dropped? Because he seems to be dropped every other game, which I can understand if for a player of that age in any case. But do you think it's true? There always seems to be something as to why he was dropped. He had a cold, he had the sniffles, or do you think he's actually?
No, I it's all lies. There's something going on behind the scenes, and yeah, there seems to have been at Man United this season. Yeah, we've gone backwards under Ralph, and under Ollie. I think with Ollie, you knew what you was getting. You knew he wasn't a good manager. We would go on the pitch. We would play counter-attacking football, even at home to lesser teams. But you kind of knew what we were doing. And as I said to you off air, or both of you, before we started the stream, at least going into all the big games, even though I'm there thinking we're going to lose the big games, we come out and we've got either a draw or a win in a lot of those big games. Or if we have lost to a Liverpool, we've actually put in a good performance. This season, we have just gone totally the wrong way. I do think Ronaldo's had a part to play in this. There's stuff probably going on behind the scenes that is not working out. I do believe that Ralph has had a part in this as well, because Ralph has come out. You've got some fans that talk about saying, I love the fact that Ralph calls out players and da-da-da-da. But, he's come out and talked to this player didn't want to play. And then you've got the player coming out saying, no, I didn't say that. Da, da, da. And then you've got this rift between the manager and the player. And for me, that's all well and good if you're a Conte and you are the manager going forward and you're going to have the autonomy to start building the team and everything. But when you're an interim manager, you're here for a short period of time. Your objective should be trying to get the best situation for the rest of the season. It shouldn't be starting fights with this player and this having beef with this player, and you know, at the moment he's got the worst. What's the stat at the moment? And I'm not putting this on
sure, no, but Sem, surely you know that this is. I think this is the issue. You are right, but this is the issue. This is because he's been brought in as a manager, but for him, his role is not the manager. His role, he's thinking long term, so he's trying to do stuff. He's trying to get the mentality to change. He's trying to get certain things in place for when he moves upstairs. But it's like, I get it. You're not that person yet. You're the manager. Therefore, you doing that is just going to piss man off. And but I think you can't. I'm just going with the narrative Ty in Suits told me that he was brought in to start changing everything for someone to come in long term, take it over. And this season's already been sacked off because they're thinking summer.
That's bollocks.
Yeah?
That's bollocks. No. I don't believe that. Obviously, Ty's got his connections and all of that, but I don't believe that you're going to bring a manager in and then start that whole process and just write the season off. If that's the case, then you just give the job to Michael Carrick and let him take it on
fair point.
for the rest of the season. Because we would have done no worse off under Michael Carrick than we've done under Ralph Rangnick. So that just doesn't make any sense. And this whole advisory role and everything that he's meant to go into, to me, that doesn't even seem like it's concrete. It doesn't seem like
it doesn't, does it?
That's still done and dusted. That doesn't seem like it. All seems iffy, all airy fairy. Do you know what I mean? Even from the way Ralph talks about it, there's been no statements coming out from United. So like it's just been an absolute shambles of a season from where we were the previous 2 seasons. I'm not, and this is why I'm saying I'm unbantable, is because I'm a realistic Manchester United fan. So I wasn't one of those fans, you know, that I was on a stream with at the beginning of the season that was talking about Man United are collecting the treble this season. Man United are winning.
No, you weren't
this season. Man United are winning the Champions League. I wasn't that fan. I was saying, and I was even saying last season that Manchester United, we've come second in a season where Chelsea lost their manager, Spurs lost their manager, and Liverpool had bare injuries. I want to see us go toe-to-toe with those teams when they're cooking on gas. Then that's when I will say we've seen progress. And it just so happens Liverpool cooking on gas this year, Man United are nowhere near them. Chelsea cooking on gas. You was always top, so I'm not talking about you. We finished above all of these teams last year. That's the point I'm making. And this season, we're below these teams. And yeah, it's just been a shambles of a season, man. So we just need to reset again, start again now. But
it's crazy.
Go on.
No, I was going to say, it's just crazy how yours, like I was looking at United squad at the start of the season, and I was saying, actually, on paper, you know, and after Ronaldo joined, it looked like, you know, second or third best squad. You know, I don't know if I'd say City's was above it or Liverpool's above it, but the squad looked amazing. And throughout the season, things have just, you know, it's all just falling apart bit by bit. So, you know, from the Greenwood, you know, now he's no longer there. Lingard's no longer playing. Martial's now been loaned out. Rashford's just gone. But the only player who actually looks like they've improved this season is Fred.
Fred looks awesome.
Yeah, who before the season, I don't think anybody rated. They just thought, what's he doing in United?
Yeah, Semper, you never rated him.
Yeah,
I've always been like, I've always thought there must be something in him though.
We've seen these performances from Fred. We saw these last season. Again, not everybody watches other teams week in, week out. So I'm telling Fred has put in these performances before, but definitely where he's improved this season is offensively. He's been so much better, and he's a lot quicker on the ball now. So before he used to get caught on the ball, now he doesn't get caught on the ball no more.
He's just better in the 8, isn't he? Like it's not really a 6, is he? He just looks good in the 8.
They don't really have a 6 though. They don't really have. This is the biggest issue at Man United.
They used to play that double pivot though, didn't they, Fred?
This is the problem. When everybody looked at when rival fans and deluded Manchester United fans looked at the squad, everybody got gassed at the beginning of the season. Yeah. But the reality is that our main area we didn't strengthen. We glossed over it with a Sancho. We glossed over it with a Varane who is as injury prone as Eric Bailly is, maybe even more. We glossed over it with a signing of a Ronaldo who is 36, 37-year-old and a player that we didn't need. We didn't need him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So we glossed over it with these other signings. we didn't address what we really needed. We're not a balanced team. And this is what I was saying to my cousins yesterday when I was talking about Arsenal. I'm saying at the end of the day, Arsenal are Lacazette may not get you goals, but you still got balance there. Do you know what I mean? It's a balanced team. You've got your midfielders. When Partey's not injured, but you've got your midfielders in Partey and Xhaka. You've got your wide players. You're balanced.
You know what? You know what? Just to speak on that position real quick. Yeah. That is, for me, it's always been my favourite position on the pitch. Absolutely love it. You get that position right, you're a hell of a lot closer to winning the league, right? And what you lot are talking about, we've seen. So with Man United not having, you've got Matic, who actually used to be a good one, but his legs are gone. And then apart from that, you haven't got one. With Arsenal,
we had one.
You did, yeah. But yeah, exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. And now look what's happening. And then you look at City and Liverpool. The season City dropped the league and the season Liverpool dropped the league. What happened? We lost a defender, both of us. We lost Laporte. You lost Van Dijk. Both of us decided to pull Fernandinho and Fabinho into now, and they actually did all right jobs in defence. That's not the issue. You've just taken world-class DMs and moved them out of role. Who are you going to replace them with? If they're not a world-class DM, you no longer have a world-class DM. Both seasons we didn't win the league. That role is so important. That's why, like, Kante, man, is just... Yeah. Anyway. And I do get it, you, man.
With Chelsea,
I do get why you lot are saying that.
Chelsea have a few players
Pogba can't play the way Pogba plays if you don't have that.
That's it. True.
But Chelsea have a few players to do that because, like that Kovacic, he does that really well as well. I mean, I think he's so underrated. Not to defer from Kovacic.
No, he's brilliant. Yeah, he's really
he's
good.
unreal this season. So Kane doesn't even play week in, week out. It's a weird thing because I think everyone calls him world class. You know, we've seen how he performs in the finals. But some of you go and watch him week in, week out, and it'll be Kovacic with Jorginho. It'll be even Ruben Loftus-Cheek with Kovacic. He just mixes it up. Maybe that's Tuchel, you know. But going back to United, that the midfield, that McTominay thread thing has been all over the place. Centre backs, I mean, Maguire. I still don't think Maguire's completely shit. People, go over the top of him. He's just not 80 million,
They don't go over the top with him, Rich. And I'm telling you, and again, his performance-wise. No.
He's a decent defender.
He's not. He's not a decent defender. His attributes are that he can win some balls in the air from a corner kick every now and again.
Positioning can be good on corners.
Positioning, he's poor.
His
agility. No, I won't even say he's strong. His agility is piss poor. He always gets spun, Rich, and I'm not even like going over the top.
And he's a white goods utility, but he's not
he's slow,
a washing machine. He's a fridge.
He's slow. His agility is poor. His positional play ain't great. He doesn't command his box. He's just not a great defender. There's like so many other defenders out there. You look at someone like Johnny Evans, for example, who we've had at the team at United, who's won trophies, who we obviously got rid of because he wasn't good enough. Johnny Evans would do a better job than Harry Maguire, and that's not even me trying to do a soundbite or get a clip or anything like that. It's the reality of the situation. Yeah. There are a lot of defenders out there that are better than Harry Maguire. The problem is that he cost 80 mil, and because of that, and we made him captain as well.
That's the worst bit. That's the worst bit. The captain bit.
He now plays week in and week out, and then that starts to compound because we're so poor. All right, so I'll give a quick example. Against Atletico Madrid, I was at the game. I've been to a few games this season. I was at the game, and I said to my mate, we were the much better team in the first half, and we was controlling the game. But I said to him, we are just one attack away from conceding a goal. And this is where Manchester United are at the moment, is we're so easily cut open. It's a joke. And that's not just on Harry Maguire, because it's the whole defensive unit, and it's not, again, just the back four. As a team, we're so easily cut open, and I don't know who that falls on. I don't know, does that fall on the defenders? Does that fall on the coach? But at the moment, Manchester United are too easily cut open, and because of that, we can't win football matches. The other reason is, as well, is going back from seasons, is we do not create enough chances. And we saw that against Atletico Madrid. In the second half, all they did was just defend. And we only had one chance I can remember, which was a header from Varane, which was a great save. Other than that, nothing. Against Everton on the weekend, again, we didn't create nothing after they just defended. So these are the issues, man. There's so many issues with Manchester United at the moment. And it just needs a reset now. We need to get the new manager in and just start this thing properly. The board needs to change. Let the manager come in and have control over the football club and do what they're doing. Or you get the DOF in, or you get a good and they start, the manager and the DOF starts working together to move this club forward. But I wouldn't be, I'm saying if this is the case, then we need to be working on a project like what Klopp was working on at Liverpool. 3-4 years, we need to be back at the top, challenging for this Premier League. And that's what I was saying. We're miles away now, but I won't go on the line.
I'll be 100, yeah. The beauty you lot have over Klopp, and this is where I rate Klopp so highly, right, is so if you look at City as an example, when Pep took over, the season before under Pellegrini, we'd got 66 points, right? He came in and if you imagine, he came in and basically people, because someone said to me, oh, well, you still had Yaya, you still had Aguero, you still had Silva, listed a load of players.
They were all old though, weren't they?
I get it. They were older. I think our average age was 31, 32, but they still had a couple of seasons in quite a few of them. But from a defensive unit, which if we look at how Pep plays football, he plays football from the back, right? So if you have a goalkeeper and fullbacks and a central defender that can't play, and do you know what? And Yaya Toure, who doesn't play that style of football Pep likes, he's more direct, run with the ball. He had to change things. Now, first season, Pep season, we finished third. We weren't great. That summer, but it was him finding out what was required. That summer, he got everything he needed. Everything.
Yeah, 200 million on the whole back line, in it? Or was it
Edison, Walker, Mendy, another defender, Sane.
Is that when you got Stones as well? Is that when you bought Stones?
No, we got Stones first season.
First.
So when he arrived, brought in Stones, Gundogan, and I believe Sterling and De Bruyne were actually bought for Pep by the board that had come in before Pep got there. But this is the thing. So with Klopp, he had to work that little bit harder. He had longer. They weren't just going to throw all that money at him. Whereas with Man United, actually, if Ten Hag comes in and says, this is what I need.
Yeah, they got the money.
You, man, might really fucking bankroll him and go, you know what? Yeah, cool. If you're saying that is going to win us the league, there you go. The season after Pep got what he wanted, we got 100 points. So you have the money to do that. But the key is it has to be, because we were just talking about DMs.
Correct signings, isn't it? And
None of us are managers, and sorry if you guys manage a club, my bad, but none of us are managers. But we've just spoke about how important a DM is, yeah? So even Ole Gunnar Solskjaer probably was highlighting to the board, I need a DM. The board went out and said, here's Ronaldo, here's Sancho, right? That's the key. The board needs to stop doing that. And fair play to Arsenal, the Arsenal's board have actually maybe started listening to Arteta a little bit, but your board have to do that. If they're not going to do that, you could get Ten Hag or you could get me, right?
That's what I said. I've said it over and over again. I'm not getting excited over the fact that Ten Hag might be coming in. I don't care whether it was Ten Hag, whether it was Pochettino. It doesn't really matter. Whether it's Nagelsmann, it doesn't really matter. The fact of the matter is that we need our structure and things to change. Because when Jose Mourinho, I'm not a Jose Mourinho fan. My boys here will know that. I didn't like his methods. I didn't like what he did. But if he says that I don't want Pogba and Martial, you can't have the board turning around to him and saying, no, you're keeping them. The manager is the one who says that he needs X, Y, and Z player, and this is how he needs to play football, wants to play football. You have to go and back the manager. That's what has to happen. So going forward now, and this is why, if I'm honest, I'm not happy the fact that Bruno Fernandes has got this contract extension before the season's done and before the new managers even come in. That just, to me, just says, we're not changing.
Crazy.
Do you know what I mean? We're not changing. So I'm not gonna get excited until I see real change, until I see a new manager come in and properly backed. We're gonna keep going around this merry-go-round. Ten Hag will come in one season, second season, everyone will start getting onto him. He'll be sacked. Then we go through the next. It's not gonna change.
You just hope though that a manager of Ten Hag's. So when Ten Hag first got seen that he was going to the interview, I said to Ty, nah, he's interviewing United, yeah, because people want Ten Hag as a manager, right? So if we know what Man United's board is like, I would hope that Ten Hag knows what Man United's board is like. So he's going to go in there, listen to what they've got to say, and if he's a wise man, which I would think he is, he'll be like, cool, but I'm going to take that at face value. I need some reassurances from some people that I respect, that this board mean what they say, that they've told me, they've gassed me up, they've told me they'll give me everything, let me have control. But I need some reassurances. Maybe that comes from someone like Van der Sar. Maybe it comes from Fergie. I don't know. But I would hope to think that Ten Hag, who's a hot prospect, that if he waits can get probably any job in world football, won't just like be a kid in a candy shop and go, yeah. I'd hope he would say, all right, maybe even in a contract, give me a contract that you're going to give me everything I need. Give me something, because I don't want to come there and look like a dickhead because the board has let me down. And I would think if Ten Hag comes, he's done the due diligence to make sure that the board is going to change. And if he hasn't, more for him.
Yeah, and I've got nothing more to add to that. Really, I think it literally comes down to that, man. And I'm not getting excited until I see things are going to change, because we're just going to keep going around in circles. We've seen it with the Sanchez signing. Do you know what I mean? We've seen it with the Ronaldo signing.
Van der Beek.
The Van der Beek signing, like Van der Beek, that's obviously not an Ollie signing. Ollie never played him. It's not like he was crap or anything like that. Like Van der Beek's been given no chances. So I'm like, what is all of this? Like, what is this? Do you know what I mean? So going forward, we have to start, and you have to give it to Arteta. You know, you bought players that have come in and added value to this Arsenal team. Do you know what I mean? We're seeing it with Spurs, with Conte. He's brought in a couple man there.
Those two signings have been good.
That have come in and added real value to how he wants to play football. That's what we need to start seeing at Man United. There's too much commercial business. You know, as much as I love Pogba and everything, you know, Pogba is not a Jose signing. That was obviously not a Jose signing. Do you know what I mean? And then Jose's had to work with him, and it didn't work out. These things they don't work out, man. The manager has to buy players that he wants, like what Klopp has done, buying players for his system. He's identified this type of player. This is the way I want to play. You know what I mean? Klopp likes. I mean,
to be fair, bang on.
Ralph said his heavy metal players. You know, Pep likes his technical players. That's the players they like. We're all over the place. We just getting these high-profile names and think that's going to work. It don't work.
Yeah,
I do get it. And to be fair,
is Ronaldo staying?
Huh? Ronaldo won't stay. This is a big conversation I was having with my cousins about this. He'll be gone at the end of the season.
He's gone, yeah,
definitely, yeah.
It's just that's just my opinion. No, he's signed for 2 years. I'm pretty sure, but end of the season he'll be gone.
Mutual agreement probably.
He's not going to be playing in no Conference League or Europa. It's just not going to happen, Rich. He'll bounce. I
think, and you need him to bounce as well.
Yeah,
I believe so. I agree.
It's the thing that Greenwood was meant to carry the baton afterwards. That's the shame, because Rashford, you know, he might work afterwards, but Greenwood was meant to carry the baton, and now, you know, you got Ronaldo going, Cavani going, Lingard going, Pogba going. You got who else going?
Yeah,
like it's a rebuild.
Yeah. And you know what? That is a good point.
Set to stay. Ten Hag is set to bring him back.
Yeah,
Ten Hag likes him, didn't he?
It is a good point on Greenwood, and you know what? Sometimes you can still talk on a player. We're not talking about that side. He's ruined it for himself. Yeah, none of us condone that, obviously, and it's right that he probably doesn't play again. But he was the star. Like, I was a big fan of Greenwood as a footballer, and it's a pity that he's gone and done that to himself. Because he was a good player, and I think even when you started switching to playing him out wide, he was starting to adapt his game he was crossing, and it's a shame, but you know, that should be a lesson to a lot of people.
Greenwood wasn't good this season though. Even this season though, he's very, very
I think that's Ronaldo. I think Ronaldo just ruined a lot of them.
I know. You know what? I think I actually think with Greenwood, I think now we see, like, there's been a lot going on in his life in one way or another for you.
And
years,
Rashford as well. I think that's
I feel for
as well.
Rashford. Yeah. It's hard. This is the problem. There's so much going on at United now, and it's a dominoes effect that none of it together. It's just like a science exam. If you put things together, they explode, and I think that's what's happened at United now. Like everything's just going wrong.
That Rashford, that performance against Atletico Madrid when he came off the bench, I just thought I've never ever seen a player play that bad. It was just like
you've never seen Mangala.
But no, for someone who's that good. Who's that good, like, because I rate Rashford, you know. Now, how old is he now? He's got to be, what, 24?
24.
He came on the scene 17, 18, you know, and that is the worst of it. Was like something was in his head. So, yeah.
But he played well against Everton, though. Did you see him against Everton?
Yeah, he played all right. And they took him off.
He played really well. I don't know why they took him off.
I wouldn't go as far as to say he played very well. I wouldn't go that far.
He was one of your better players, though.
Seps, I do love... You know what, Seps? I do love how you're keeping your old school Manchester United. Like I rate it massively because one of my biggest issues with United fans over these since you've got rubbish has been settling for mediocrity. Yeah, and I do rate that you're still like, no, none of this mediocrity crap. Look, I'm used to seeing this type of level, so don't talk about.
I can recognize where we are and say we're not as good as X, Y, and Z teams. But this is why my response is kind of different to Pat's in terms of where we should be in the next 3 years when we've got a new manager in. I'm saying I would expect that we would be challenging for the title. Whether that happens or not, this is a totally different thing. But
do you remember the question I fired at you? What do you think United would need to be a consistent top four or to a challenge for the top four next season and the following season to go on to be title challengers?
It's not going to be the following season. This is literally 3-4 years for me, and I need to prepare myself to know that this is going to be. It's not going to be an easy ride over the next couple of years because Manchester United need a whole. And it's funny because you look at the beginning of the season and you think, right, this squad is on it to challenge. The only players that I'm looking to keep now is Sancho, Bruno Fernandes, keeper. And I would say Varane.
No, not the keeper. Not the
Varane.
Keeper.
Varane can't even. Varane can't play back-to-back games and play for a whole season. So we now need two centre backs. We need two centre backs. We need a whole new back. We need a whole new back four. I would still keep De Gea personally because I think De Gea has been.
He does save you a lot. You know what it is with De Gea. With De Gea, it's very similar to when Pep came in and with Joe Hart. Yeah, because like when he came in and was saying we want rid of Joe Hart, all City fans were proper pissed off. Yeah, because we love Joe Hart and he'd won us leagues. Some of his saves were sensational. Yeah, but at the same time, Pep had seen something. It was kind of one of them ones where. We want to say, nah, but at the same time, we've wanted Pep all this time. We can't start questioning Pep Guardiola. The minute he brought in Bravo, and we saw what Bravo did, it was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, but then when he brings in Ederson, and we see the playing out from the back and the confidence everyone has in the goalkeeper, it makes perfect sense. And for me, it's one of his best signings ever, right? Because of the way we play football. And that's a bit the same with you lot, that your keeper does save you games, but at the same time, his distribution is poor.
Well, that then goes on to whether we want to start playing that way. So I agree with you. If the manager comes in and says, "I want to start playing a Pep style, playing out from the back," then I agree with you.
I don't know how Ten Hag plays.
David De Gea is not good enough. His distribution is poor, and then he would have to move on. So then we need a whole new back five. We need a striker. We need a whole side. It's literally that deep, and I'm not gassing. We need a whole because there's players that are going now on a free anyway, and we need. It's going to take a long time, but I think
it's Matt has still got a contract with you guys.
Matt is still there, boy. Matt came on against Everton. You get me?
You know that's the owners, isn't it? That they were trying to protect his values. They kept extending everyone's contract. So you've been extending all your fringe players in the background. You ain't been playing.
Everybody.
Giving them new contracts.
Phil Jones. That's what we're doing. We're just giving contract extensions out for fun.
Yeah.
Everybody getting contract extensions.
Let's hope it goes on for 35 years.
No. I think, look, I'm not getting excited yet until I see change, but we should now be making the change because we're falling too far behind. It's getting ridiculous now. It's going to be close on to 10 years since we won the Premier League. You know, City and Liverpool are just so far ahead of us now. It comes a point where we're going to have to start to make change. I think Ed Woodward's is going or is gone. You know, new manager comes in now. I'm hoping we don't have a yes man like Ollie. Ollie was a biggest yes man because if you wanted a frigging DM, then you make sure you go and get a DM. You don't settle for all of this stuff. So if we get a Ten Hag that comes in and says, no, I'm not coming in to mess around. If I'm coming in, I want this, and he gets backed, then I think we can actually start to do a thing.
Can you do it under the Glazers?
Good point.
I don't believe so, but we have to remain hopeful, Rich. We have to remain hopeful. They're not going anywhere. So it's either we don't win nothing again until they go, or we just remain hopeful that they can change their ways and that we can start to change the structure of the football club. And that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping, man. But anyway, nearly 2 hours. We're going to have to wrap up now.
2 more shows.
Yeah, two more
shows to 100.
2 more shows to 100. Mad thing.
That's crazy.
100.
100.
Man, it's been a pleasure, bruv. Been a pleasure.
Thank you, Rich, man. Appreciate you, bro.
It's after a win, not this shit.
Yeah. We might be waiting until next season then. We'll try our best to get you on.
Rich, sign out for us.
I forgot you were still here, Pat.
I've been just laying back and let everyone talk their talk. Do you know what I mean? When your team's winning, you can do that. You can just chill out.
Let me know when you get a trophy, yeah?
I will be.
Let me know. Because everyone here has experienced our club win a trophy this decade.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, not this decade, in the last 10 years. Let me rephrase that.
I'm not going to lie, yeah. To me, this weekend is a bit like when I always talk about when we won the semi-final against Man United, yeah, and then the season after we went on to win the league, yeah, and that was I always pick that semi-final against United as a crucial point. This weekend, it seems like a big thing, yeah, or this season that the legendary bottle jobs that are Tottenham, right, and that's all Arsenal fans tell me they're bottle jobs, and it's all of a sudden like. The tables have massively turned, like because I'll be 100, and Pat knows this. I've been screaming, Arsenal were going to get top 4. Arsenal were going to get top 4. Arsenal were going to get top 4 because you were being consistent with your games, whereas they weren't. And then just as it's got to the business end, it's got fucking peak because
you got to point that, but you know, and I'll flip it. I'll say to Patrick before, even when we won that win, Spurs were winning, and I said we were 1 injury away from a crisis. So I could see this happening.
Yeah, it's fair.
Because we're brittle. We ain't got no squad. We got one man in each position, you know. And when it's not next man up, you know, in American football, they've got next man up. When the man gets injured, next man goes up. We ain't got that. It's one man, and then it's a gaping big chasm of quality to the reserve player. So yeah, man.
Interesting.
Anyway, sign out, Rich, because we're gonna have to keep it moving now. Boy. No. Sign out means you got to tell people.
All right, cool.
You know, like, I'm Richie. Richie,
boom, bam, bing for Jason Alex. You know how we do. Come on, you know what I mean? Come on over. No. I told him I'm gonna rep him. You know what I mean? He ain't been on the views for a bit. So I'm gonna rep him. I'm gonna take care of Pat because Pat's been talking all that crud on Twitter. So a pleasure being on here. Pleasure speaking with all you guys.
Now, Rich, is he all right though? Is he all right? Because he has been quiet, man.
No, he's all right, man. You've seen him in the group, man.
You know what I mean?
Who are you talking about?
He's all right.
Jason
Alex. He's blessed.
Your circle cracks me up, I swear down. Your whole circle.
It's because everyone's getting at each other, Daps. Like, no one, you can't relax, you know what I mean? So when you're down because your team's lost, and you're down because you know Pat's going to be up on Twitter talking that talk. But anyway, let me sign off.
Semps is just stirring it like that as well.
He loves it as well, isn't it? That's what we come here for. But anyway, all bless. Thanks for having me on.
Bless. Richie T. Well, yeah, you're not really looking for followers on Twitter, but if you do want to check out Richie T, it's Richie. What is it? Richie _online. That's where you'll catch my man Richie.
Come on.
Anyway, MC Daps. MC Daps. What you saying?
MCFC. Yeah, thanks for having me. As always, love coming on with you guys. So yeah, don't catch me on Twitter. Try and not follow me on Twitter, that toxic place. Follow me on Instagram, MCFC Daps, because that's a lot nicer. And
what are you doing at the moment? What are you working on? What you got going on? You got loads of pods and stuff. Let us know.
So Never a Foul. I'm not doing much on Never a Foul at the moment, but from the summer, me and Ty have agreed we're coming back together. Like, obviously, we've both been doing our separate thing, going on loads of different channels. We're going to pull it back together now, bring all the favors that we've done for other people. We want to bring them back over and kind of get the channel really popping off. And until then, I'm just about repping City on channels. If you want to watch more football content, then right now, then I'm going to be on Egal TV or Egg TV in about 20 minutes, and it's violence. So, and just a little one. The violence is so they always try and aim me and Hassam against each other, right? But we're not having it no more. Like the levels are too high, so we've agreed we're not letting people do this little setup of City Liverpool. We're coming for United. We're coming for Arsenal tonight. We're coming for them.
You lot sound like bullies, boy, going after the little ones.
No, because they're trying to beat. Every time Arsenal drop points, Igal's clever. He goes and makes the thumbnail about City and Liverpool. And we're like, no. Don't try and deflect like that. You drop points. We're coming for you. Anyway, yeah. And thanks for having me on, as always.
Wicked. What are you saying, Si?
Yeah, thanks again as well. Thanks for having me on. Like you know, I'm one of the View's biggest fans out here. You can find me on Instagram. Also, I'm an estate agent, Cole Harding, in Tottenham, and we've actually got building a YouTube channel as well. So there's going to be more stuff coming out there. I'll probably give you that next week. But yeah, other than that, yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube channels coming out soon as well.
Yeah, he's a wicked estate agent, by the way, people. Like I was at Psycho's. Yeah, I was at Psycho's shop last Friday. So he's right next to the Spurs ground. So check him out. Literally opposite the Sainsbury's in Tottenham, on Tottenham High Road. So go check him out. Go say hello to him. Him and his team are doing big things. So yeah, man, he's a humble guy, as you can see, but we like to big each other up and give each other their flowers. So yeah, size
your whole circular.
Cole Harding, go check him out opposite the Sainsbury's, Tottenham.
Wicked. I second all of that. Patrick Tyrant.
Yes, sir. So the loudest Spurs fan in the room right now. Just enjoying life. And I'm going to get onto these Arsenal boys. Like I said on Twitter, I've got all the receipts, all the bookmarks, all the screenshots. If you lot don't finish fourth, God help you. That's all I can say. God help you.
Patrick, but you're going to hold fire, yeah? You are going to hold him back in it and just wait.
Yeah. No, cool. Exactly. I
don't
can't
do that. Don't do what a lot of them do.
Yeah. No premature ejaculation over here.
That's what I've been doing with Liverpool fans. I'm like, when them not started celebrating, I'm like, cool.
Yeah. So you know, it could go horribly wrong, and if it does, I will get it. So trust me, if it does go the right way.
None of those receipts are for me. You can't quote me on any.
No. I've heard you've been quite good. But
Richie is legit. But there's so many that aren't. So yeah, they will get it. But yeah, regarding me, obviously, Views TV Official is our channel. This is what we do. This is every Sunday at 8:30 p.m. But then I'm here, there, and everywhere. I'm on the Coys, which is Come On You Spurs official podcast. That's every Monday at 8:30. I'm also on the Football Terrace, the Top 6 show. That's tomorrow at, I think, 6 o'clock. I'm definitely going to be on there because they laughed at me when I said Tottenham would get top 4. And now, obviously, a couple of weeks later, things have changed miraculously. And then I'm just here, there, and everywhere. People invite me on. I've been fortunate where a lot of people invite me onto their channels or want me on their channel. So, yeah, man, things are going good. But obviously, we always bring it back to Views because this is where we started and this is our channel. And we're always grateful that everyone wants to tune in and jump on the show. So yeah, long may it continue.
Come on.
Shout out to young Swaggy Daniels. When you see the T, you see the P. When you see the P, you know it represents T. And that.
Let's go.
And yeah, man, it is a wrap, people. You know, I'm Semps. This is Everyone's a Pundits. And these were my pundits. Until next week, people, we are out. Thank you very much for tuning in. Bless up and have a great week.